Everybody, it's me, Melody. Welcome to my stream. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button on your way in. Also, share on your platforms and hit that bell if you're new to the channel. So, welcome to the debates. It's pretty much an open panel, like I did the last couple of um, after dark debates. So, the link is in the chat. So call in if you want to participate in the show. Call in if you want to participate in the show. But before we get started with the show, let me say hi to everybody in the chat. Hi, Tyron Mickens. Welcome. He says, I'll be there. I hope so. The link is in the chat. I hope you guys come up and participate like y'all do every Saturday. Hi, the cynical one. Welcome. Madara, hi. Welcome. It's not a debate between just two people. We pretty much debate the topics of my choice, like we did the past two Saturdays, and it was successful. It worked out. So I'm going to try to do it every Saturday at 9 o'clock. And I can't promise 9 o'clock. So it may be 10 o'clock, but it's always going to be between 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock on Saturdays. So make sure you guys are there and make sure you guys are ready to hit the panel and participate, because with a show like this, I definitely need participants. So make sure you hit that link, guys. Revolving Potato, hi, welcome. Hey, Eugene, welcome. Killer Swag 216, hey. Hi, the wacky world of OTV. Welcome. Why is my mother calling me during my show? She know I go live tonight. I don't know why she's calling me, and I'm on my phone in the car. That's really annoying. The cynical one, I'm okay. I kind of have a headache. I'm not really feeling it tonight, but I didn't want to cancel my show, so I made it happen. So hopefully we definitely have a great show tonight. Okay, so I'm going to get started. One of the things I want to talk about is the mass shooting that happened today in Buffalo, New York. It's really, really bad. It's really, really sad. 10 people lost their lives. It was a Black community. So it's this white 18-year-old child. Well, he's not a child, but he was really young. He looked young. He looked like a child. He was a white supremacist. He pretty much went into a supermarket with a bunch of Black people in there and just shot. He just was shooting his gun. Unfortunately, he took 10 lives. I think he injured 13 people, if I'm not mistaken. He injured 13, he killed 10. And one thing I did notice is that when the news talk about a white kid killing somebody, it's always like, oh, this kid had issues, or they make it seem like it's not a terrible thing. But if it was a Black guy who did it, he's all types of thugs and terrorists and all these other words that they call Black people. Do you agree with me? Who agrees with that in the chat? Put a 1 in the chat if you agree with that. If it's a Black person who did some crazy stuff like that, he's thugs, he's terrorists, he's this, he's that. But a white supremacist is just like, oh, he was crazy. Oh, he was a misled child. He needs help. You know, yeah, people agree with me. It's true. It's really, really true. Sad, but true. But rest in peace to those who lost their lives tonight. And my condolences to their family. I really, 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 really feel bad for them. Because it's a beautiful day. here on the East Coast. They just wanted to go shopping, buy food for their family, and then this happens. So rest in peace. It's really, really sad. Okay, so that's one of the things I wanted to talk about before I get into the debates. So Kevin Samuels. Yeah, I know I said I wasn't going to talk about him no more, but it's so much going on right now. There's so many clout chasers out there just making videos and it was this one Karen. She pretty much, I don't know if you guys saw it, but she was his landlord. She was renting out a place to Kevin Samuels, and this was 2 years ago. And as soon as that man passed away, she wanted to come and put it out there, put the video out there. He wasn't really a high value man. He was renting a house from me, blah, blah, blah. His car was leaking oil. He couldn't pay, um, what was it, the power bill? Like, she had so much to say. And a lot of people are talking about it on YouTube. I saw several people bashing Kevin Samuels, saying that he wasn't a high value man. He was poor and all this other stuff. But we all know that's not true. We all saw his lives where he was making thousands and thousands of dollars a stream. And I know this happened 2 years ago, and maybe he didn't have a lot of money then. But did we see his tax returns? Do we know his business? No. All we know is that he was renting from this lady. He could have had property all over the place. But in Atlanta, when he comes back to Atlanta, he rented. That could have been what was going on with Kevin Samuels. I mean, for people to jump to the conclusion that he didn't have any money or he wasn't really high value, that's just silly to me, honestly. And I'm not trying to like talk bad about anybody, but I just think a lot of people are chasing clout or clout chasers. So the Karen, she's definitely a clout chaser. Then you have his daughter. I saw something with his daughter talking very, very, very badly about him after he passed away. She was saying something about he was never there for her. She lived with her grandmother, and when her grandmother passed away, she felt alone. She didn't have anybody. And then she just said, I don't want to even say everything she said because it could be lies. We don't know if this is true or not. So I don't want to put it out there, everything she said. But it seems like as soon as that man died, people want to come out there and throw dirt on his name. Pretty much, this man is not alive to defend himself. So why even talk about it? Just leave it alone. Just bury it in the ground with him. Don't bring all that drama out in the universe. It's just silly to me. Oh, I have a guest. Hi, Tyron.
Hey, Melody,
Hi.
can you hear me good?
Yes, I can. Loud and clear.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, just got back to the house. Been running around crazy all week, but yeah.
Hmm.
So you starting off with KS, the Godfather, and how people bashing him?
Yes, let's talk about that first.
Yeah, yeah,
What do
exactly.
you think? What do you think about that? Now that he passed away, people want to put videos out there and his own flesh and blood, daughter, his own daughter is talking about him and the man is dead. So, what is your take on that?
Yeah, I think it's sad and it's disgusting, And like, far as a black man, and I know I can't speak for every black man, but a lot of black men are pissed off. I mean, we're gonna keep it 100. We are pissed off with black women. You know what I mean? We love black women to death, but we are
We
pissed
love you
off.
too. No,
Huh?
but I understand because black women are looking real bad right now. And I spoke
Yeah,
about that last week, but now it's getting worse and worse. But this was not a black woman who put this
yeah,
video out there. This was
yeah,
a
yeah,
white woman, a Karen.
yeah,
So
yeah,
what do you think about that?
yeah, yeah, definitely. Now, Karens are gonna be Karens. I mean, like, she probably was upset that Kez didn't want to have no relations with her. Who knows? You know what I mean? She could be an old cat lady who, you know what I mean, just you know what I mean? It could be 100 different things with you know what I mean? Because she ain't the only white person who said something about KS. It
Oh
was
yeah, I've
another
seen plenty of them.
yeah,
Plenty of
yeah,
white
exactly.
people.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So that Karen don't really concern me as much as what the black women like Vivica Fox ugly behind saying about black men. That Karen, because we honestly 90% of us don't want the Karens. We want black women, so we really don't give a rat's butt about what they say because you know
Right.
what I mean. We only care about what the women we want say, which is black women. So I can't really speak on that Karen thing. You know what I mean? So
But it's not
maybe
even about what she's saying. It's the fact that she put a video out there from two
yeah.
years ago. It's not even like
Hmm.
she's talking bad on his name. She actually putting videos out there. Why
Yeah.
do you think she's doing that?
Mental illness, maybe. I listen. I, you know, it's just hard because you got to understand because it was a lot of white women who liked it. It was non-black women who liked it, Kevin Samuels. So who knows what this lady was thinking? Because I mean, she could have been put all that on blast while the Godfather was still alive, but she waited till he got alive,
Exactly.
and maybe she sees some clout, some money into it. You know what I mean? That she can make some extra money, so she figured she could put that video out and go viral, and she can make some extra money. Who knows? You know what I mean? That's the only.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the
That's
only
what
thing
I'm
I could.
thinking.
Yeah, so you know what I mean? She talking about Kevin Samuels was dusty and his car leaking oil and all. Come on. But then now you put the video out. Why you ain't put the video out when he first blew up off the average at best?
And that's what
Yeah,
I can't even figure that out. You know what it
exactly.
is? Because there was more to the story. And when he was
Yeah,
alive, he could have spoke on that. Now
exactly.
that he's dead, it's only one side of the story. So that's why
Yep.
she put it up. And it's like, okay,
Hmm.
who's gonna check me? He's dead.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Uh,
that's what I think the problem is. Now, as far as Vivica Fox, she's washed up. She's old. Nobody
yeah.
want her. And she
Hmm.
is exactly what Kevin Samuels speak about.
Yep.
She's
Hmm.
exactly what Kevin Samuels tell these young women not to be. So of
Yep.
course she's gonna be upset about it.
Hmm. And,
So
and, and and you just made a great point, Melody, because that could be the same thing for that Karen who put the video out. Old, washed up, and just
exactly,
bad and bitter. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Bad, bitter. You know what I mean? Not getting the results, not getting the men they want. You know, and so now all of a sudden, yo, okay, he's going now. Because if she really thought Kevin Samuels was that broke and all this other stuff and couldn't pay his rent, why was she renting out to him?
Exactly.
You know what I'm
She was renting
saying?
out to him.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, JT. Only the IRS know the truth. Like
Yeah.
nobody can say. And the thing that's killing me is other black men are coming on YouTube saying that he wasn't really high value when they
Uh,
don't know that. Only the IRS know the truth,
yeah.
like
Exactly.
JT said.
Yeah.
You know, and as
Exactly.
far as the oil leaking, I mean,
Yeah.
it's a
Everybody.
car.
Exactly. Everybody
Let me say
cars leaks oil.
let me say something. May I say
Yeah,
something?
sure.
By
Mm-hmm.
the way, how you guys doing tonight?
Oh, we
Hi.
good. We good. Good.
All
Good.
right, cool, cool. Have anyone y'all heard of a content creator called Shalamika Moffat?
Shalom.
No.
I think I seen. I never clicked. I browsed past the names, but I never clicked on.
Yeah, she's very famous on Facebook, and I think she recently came onto YouTube, but
Mm-hmm.
she she claimed that she contacted members of KS's family, and according to what she said, KS's family stated that female who claimed to be KS's daughter is not really his daughter. So
Really?
yeah, that's what she said. Yeah. So yeah, that's what she stated. So I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what she stated. But so
But she
what
looks just like Kevin. Like when I saw her speak, and I'm like, oh yeah, I see how that's his daughter. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but you said that his family said that's not his daughter.
Well, according to another content creator who stated that she contacted KS's family, the family stated that's not Kevin Samuel's daughter. So that's what she said. So yeah,
Okay, that
but
Wow.
makes sense. So
Yeah.
she's just clout
Yeah.
chasing, pretty
yeah,
much.
Yeah.
basically,
Exactly.
yeah. But
Yeah.
when but oh, go ahead, bro. What you say?
No, no, no. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, yeah. But when it comes to this thing, now, first and foremost, I was never a fan of KS's message. I was never a fan of his content, but unlike most people, I'm able to separate my opinions from a person's message from my opinions when it comes to a person's death. I may not agree with your message. That doesn't mean I'll be happy if you lose your life. It's called
Facts.
compartmentalization, you
Right.
know. But
Facts.
Right.
Facts.
and when I see people on here, so-called black males and females, and the little Karen, uh,
Mhm.
trying to dig up more dirt on KS after he passed away, or trying to throw more dirt on his name after he passed away, it reminds me of the racist media who talk about a prominent so-called black person after they pass away. Like when it came, okay, back in 2020, when Kobe Bryant passed away, after he passed away, you hear some people within the media start to bring up Kobe Bryant's rape allegations from back in 2004, in which he
Mhm.
beat the case and proved his innocence. So
Right.
there's no reason to bring up an allegation like that when that's after he died and he proved his innocence. And let's go further back to 2009 when Michael Jackson passed away. When Michael Jackson passed away, after he passed away, what did the media bring up? His molestation charges, in which he beat
Correct.
both of them and proved his innocence.
Yeah.
And then even the little boys, when they got older, they didn't even say that wasn't true with
Yeah.
Michael
Yeah. They
Jackson.
said. Yeah. They said their parents made them lie about it.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. But
Huh?
nonetheless, after Michael Jackson passed away, you see the racist media bringing up these allegations again to throw dirt on Michael Jackson's name. Now,
Yeah.
we take it
Yeah.
further back in the 1990s. I remember this as a child. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Both of you you might be old enough to remember when Tupac Shakur passed away in
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
1996.
Oh, I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
a
Yeah. Yeah.
baby. I was really young. I was like a
Yeah.
Oh,
baby.
Yeah.
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 okay.
I'm
I was like
43.
maybe, yeah, I was like maybe 11, 12 years old, but I still
Yeah.
remember
Yeah. I
these
was
things.
17.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
Yeah. I was.
Yeah. When he passed away, what did the media bring up? His
Yep.
rape allegations,
Yep.
right?
Exactly.
Where
Say
he
grape.
never,
Say
where,
say grape with a G.
oh,
Grape.
excuse me,
Yeah.
the grape
Yeah.
allegations. I'm sorry, right?
Okay.
Where in a court of law, it was like Tupac
Yep.
Shakur was proven that he
Yep.
proved his innocence. He never actually went to jail for grape.
Yep.
He went to
Yeah.
Mhm.
jail for he okay, basically he went to jail for touching that female's behind.
Yeah. 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 They called it. They didn't
Which is
call.
called, I think it's called a sexual
Yeah.
battery. Sexual battery in the state of New York, because he went
Yeah.
to prison in the state of New York. He
Yeah.
went to jail for sexual battery. So they 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 watered down his charges to sexual battery. So basically, he proved his innocence and proved that he never committed the R word. But
Mhm.
nonetheless, after he passed away, the media brought these things up to throw dirt on his name. And I see the same
Mhm.
thing when it comes to Kevin Samuels, especially by so-called black males and females.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
doing the
it's
same
both.
thing that the racist media has done to to prominent black males after they passed away. And I'm like, look at that. We're no
Yep.
different from these racists that we.
Yeah, you're right.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
Yeah. You're
Yeah.
exactly right, big bro. Yeah. Yeah. I was there for that Tupac situation, man, and it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause being from Jersey, we heard about it quick. That's all we used to rock back in the '90s. Pac and Biggie, Pac and Biggie, Pac and Biggie.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And New York was right across the bridge from us. So, Hot 97 was used to be all over that beef. And yeah, man, it was crazy. And you know what I mean? You hit the nail on the coffin and just like, they wait. it just going back to your Kobe Bryant thing, because I'm a big Kobe Bryant fan. I'm a Lakers fan. And when Snoop barked on Gayle King when she had that interview with Lisa Leslie, I
Hmm.
want to salute Lisa Leslie for standing up for her friend Kobe Bryant. Gayle King, she's another mutt, straight up.
Yeah,
She,
she hates black men
yeah,
too.
yeah.
The things she said.
How you gonna call yourself Fox Soul Cocktail Queens and y'all ain't even got no souls? Gayle King need to be right there with them heifers because they
Hmm.
old, bitter, and washed up, and it's
Hmm.
crazy. You know what I'm saying? And then they
Yeah,
say men ain't this, black men ain't that, and black men are that. But why black men always got to roll off your tongue if you don't like us?
exactly. And you know what's crazy? I'm hearing people say Kevin Samuel's message about high value men is you have to make over 100K for
Mhm.
5 years. I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah, yeah. It said
Right?
over 100. You got to have a network over 100. You have to have a network. You got to be making over 100,000 a year for at least 5 years.
For 5 years, right?
Yeah, yeah. You got to be recognized by other high value men. You know what I mean?
Right.
And, you
So
know,
people's argument was he wasn't even high value for 5 years. It's only been a couple of years because he just blew up like a year and a half, 2 years ago. So
uh,
I heard people saying that as well. And
yeah.
I'm just like,
Mhm.
I would say he's still high value. In those 2 years, he made a lot of money. You can clock his dollars on his channel and see that he made a lot of money. So
Exactly.
I would think he's still high value. But
I,
what would you guys say about that? Do you think that he was basically saying things that he wasn't doing? Like he was saying that he was a high value man when he really wasn't. Do you think that's true?
you want to answer that first, what?
Oh
And be
well,
honest.
Okay.
okay. Well, this is the thing with the whole high value man jargon. I think it's a bunch of BS. I don't really co-sign with that, but I don't really co-sign with that. But the thing is that at the end of the day, he died being worth what? Being worth $4 million, right? In which most
Mm,
people won't even be worth half of that in their lifetime. But I just think it's very stupid for people to try to, search into this person's financial, just, to speculate or to look into this person's finances after he died. It's like it makes no sense now. It
Yep.
makes no
it was
sense to
because of
bring
the
that up
Karen.
after he's dead.
It was because of what Karen did.
Right, right. It's because of what Karen did, but the thing is that the people in this space who always had a jealousy for him followed through. Follow through and was like, "Hey, look, ha ha ha! KS did not have as much money as he claimed he did. Ha ha ha!" It's like, come on, man. Like once again, there's
Yep.
no point to bring that up after he died. And
Yep.
once again, this is coming from someone who's not a KS fan. But
Hmm.
the thing is, I believe in having decency. You got to have some sort of
Exactly.
decency and integrity. And
Right.
what integrity do you have when you try to bring up dirt over about a man after he passed away? I think that makes no sense. You know.
Yep.
Right. And I even snuck over to Chrissy's. I don't listen to Cynthia G, Chrissy, none of those women. I don't. But I just saw her title and she was over there talking about Kevin Samuels and they're happy he passed and all this other stuff. It just to me it's just like wow, like how could you even fix your mouth to say that? You know what I mean? Like how could you even say that?
Yeah, that Melody, they've been haters of Kevin Samuels before he blew up on an average at best. Okay, and then back to Wacky World point. Yeah, and I definitely agree with you. You know what I'm saying? And to your point too, Melody. Yeah, maybe he said, yeah, this is what high value man. He didn't have enough time. He 2.5 years. He always told you a man's financial peak 45 to 55. He wasn't 60 years old. He was 43 when he died. He was just
No,
getting.
he was 56, I think.
They keep saying that 56, 57. He always said he was the last stream he had when the lady had came up there and lied, talking about, honey, I'm 25, baby. He like, no, I'm 53. Your wig ain't even 25. I don't know if y'all remember that video, but y'all got to go back and
Yes.
look at that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some say he was 53, others say he was 57. I really don't know. Either way, he was in his 50s. Uh-huh.
yeah, he was,
Right.
and like if like especially for black men, if we not like rappers or athletes, or we not into STEM, or we really not, into building businesses, it's gonna take a while longer for us to reach that financial peak. What billionaire in his 20s? Unless it was Mark Zuckerberg.
I mean,
Come,
there are some, but
yeah, I mean,
it's
like that's like a
less
zero
likely.
0.9 to the 10th power. Percent. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
Mark Zuckerberg is just walking around like, because when he started Facebook, he was in his 20s. You know what I'm saying? So them 0.000 guys, most guys don't reach that millionaire status that's not into athletes or entertainment until late 40s and 50s. You
Yeah,
know,
you're definitely right about that.
so
Um, People
yeah,
were saying, wait, hold on. People were saying he lied about his age. I can understand why he would lie about his age. His real name is out there. There's a lot of things out there. So maybe he didn't want to give his real name so he won't be doxxed. Because you know how people go and they find your family, they find where you live. So he probably did that on purpose just so people can't dox him,
I
which
can
is a smart move.
Yeah, because I agree with that too. Because he even in his lives, he never talked bitter about his ex-wives or nothing, or his daughter. He never talked bitter. He didn't. He didn't. I mean, did y'all see the video with when the girl he was with? He like, no, no, I'm trying to protect you. Don't get in the camera. So he was trying to protect the women that, because he didn't want them to get bashed over what he was doing.
I
You
mean,
know?
but Kevin Samuels was doxxed a few times when he was alive. I mean, it's one thing to hide your name, but
Mhm.
if if the public already know your real name, they'll eventually find out your date of birth. So if
Yeah,
if your real name is out there and people want to dox you, they'll eventually find your date of birth. So there's no reason to lie about your age, in my personal opinion.
yeah,
But
true. Yeah,
so
true. True.
um,
I
Mhm.
think he's more trying to protect his family and the people around him.
That's what
Because
I mean.
yeah, because like you said, Melody, I feel like Kevin Samuels knew once after the average at best, and he took off like that. He felt like, yeah, it's a target on my back now. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It's no different from the way I'm not. Don't get me wrong, y'all. Don't gun me. But it's no different the way Malcolm X felt when he knew after he came back from Mecca and he had that target on his back. He had to protect his family. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
you know,
So, real quick, what do you guys think about the woman who was with him the night he passed? People want to interview her, but she wants $5,000 for an interview. Do you think she's right for that, or do you think she's just chasing the money now that he's passed?
oh boy, man.
you got to answer that,
You
Wacky.
go first, Wacky.
I mean, it's very obvious. If she wants $5,000 for an interview, she's chasing the bag. You know what I'm saying? Damn.
Yeah.
And give me
Um,
5,000.
yeah.
Bump
Every
that. So
interview.
and you give me 5,000, I'll cry so many fake crocodile tears on your interview. Damn. Wow.
Mhm.
I just can't believe that a person who witnessed someone pass away is going to try to negotiate a business deal just to speak about what witnessing a person dying. I don't know. I never knew people would do that, but hey,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
true.
What
Yeah,
about you?
yeah.
What do you
Yeah.
think about it?
Melody, I'm not even gonna lie. That's like a mixed emotion type of thing. But I get what Wacky was saying. Like, you know what I mean? If she was only a nurse, so I mean, she was making maybe 80, $90,000 a year. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? That's a lot of money, but who knows that she had student loans or whatever. You know what I mean? Cause come on. I mean, if KS was so broke, you know what I'm saying? Like broke dudes can't really get nurses like that that's making 80, $90,000 a year. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Like me, I only make, and I'm not even afraid to say it. I only make $47,000 a year, and I try to highlight a few nurses. They like, no, no, I
Well,
got no.
we definitely wasn't broke.
Yeah, you know what I'm
That
saying? So,
wasn't the argument. So,
yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So her wanting the money, obviously she seen something that Kevin had. That's why she was with him. You know what I'm saying? And so but now he gone. Maybe she didn't secure the bag quick enough because he passed over so soon on us. So now she like, all right, everybody want to know who I am, pay me, and it's unfortunate. It's
or
unfortunate.
maybe she's doing that because people are asking her for the interview and she don't want to give an interview. So she's like, listen, 5,000. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like that could be it too.
yeah,
Because
exactly.
she don't think they're gonna pay it.
Yep, exactly, exactly. Like, look, y'all familiar with DJ Vlad?
Yes, I think he's the
Yeah.
one. Isn't he the one who
Yeah,
wanted to
yeah.
give her the interview?
Look how many people come up there to get paid and just do interviews with him. So she like probably like, hey, I want some money too. So I I think it's unfortunate, you know what I'm saying? Like, but we never really gonna know the true story, you know what I'm saying? Because like me, I was a Sam supporter, you know. Like some things, yeah, he did say. I was like, dang, KS, like, yo, you know what I'm saying? You know,
Yeah.
like, bit, get off my phone, stupid. You know what I mean? I'm like, but I got his message though, and that's the only thing. You know what I mean? It was hilarious sometimes, but because the same women he would call a BICTH would call him right back the next day.
He
Call him right.
wasn't, but he wasn't calling women names, was he?
No, I mean
Somebody,
it was some interviews where women would come on disrespectful with their bonnets on, and he'd be like, BICTH, get off my phone. You know what I mean? You stupid BITCH. And
right,
then yeah, yeah. It was certain episodes. It wasn't every night. It was certain episodes. I mean, just go back to his archives, and you'll see him. You'll see the video. See what people didn't do. They didn't watch the whole video. They only watched the short clips. You know what I'm saying? Of him being savage and harassing. You know what I mean? Being aggressive. You know what I mean?
right.
So
I
that
used to watch his whole videos, and he
yeah,
did say that, but only when they got out of pocket. When they
exactly,
got disrespectful, then that's when he got disrespectful.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So like, yo, his legacy gonna live on. And you know what I mean? Like I said, I love the Kevin Samuels, yo. It wasn't because he was bashing women, no, he was giving both men and women tips and pointers on how to be better people. Even if he wasn't, he like, let's all grow together. He used to tell men, let's network. He even said in one live stream, I forget the name of it. He was, you know what I mean? And he was talking about the billionaires, Byron Allen, and all of them. He was like,
Hmm.
you know what I mean? We ain't gotta like each other as black men. But let's get together and build something. Come on, look at Donald Trump. Donald Trump don't like Joe Biden, and these old crackers rich as f. You know what I'm saying? But they make out deals together. Yeah, they communities and family. Black men, we be toe to toe with each other and can't build nothing. So that's the message I like it about him. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no, he had a great message. I mean, I know people weren't a fan of him, but if they just listened to the message and not his tone of voice, they would have been fine.
Yep.
But let me get into the first debate question because I have a couple of them. Since we're on Kevin Samuels,
Uh,
what
uh,
makes,
uh, Melody,
oh,
I forgot. I gotta address Tyron
okay,
Mickens.
go ahead.
It wasn't DJ Vlad. It was academics.
Academics.
Academics. Academics called up and roasted Kevin Samuels after. See, this is why I felt sorry for him at first when people came up there and started roasting him, wanted to threaten to fight him. But now I see why. Because he was saying Kevin Samuels, oh, nobody give a F about no Kevin. Oh, we all know he took them blue chew pills and have Viagra and this and that and the other. He was disrespecting. I said, you know what? I see why people want to fight you now, Act.
Yeah.
Because he
Yeah.
was trying to be slick and he was like, oh, I just want to check up on you and see what happened. I said, no, you don't. You want to have an interview with her. And that's why she was suspicious of your ass. I was like, 5,000K? You got 5,000K. You got 5K.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
5K. You rich as hell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't front. I know DJ Act, listen, you know better than that. You know better than that. That was wrong of you was saying that shit.
Yep.
And I
Yep.
see why Vic Mensa wanted to slap you.
Hmm.
Even though Vic Mensa is from Chicago too. I see why a lot of people want to fight you, Act.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know. I wasn't
I'm
never a big
giving you
fan.
benefit of a doubt. Now you was being disrespectful to the lady, to the woman that was with Kevin Samuels. I see why.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because he always thought he was cocky. He'd go on a Fresh and Fit podcast and like he was this big high roller and all that. I never fuck with DJ Academics. You know what I mean? But I never hate on him. Like, you know what I mean? I would never hate on him. I mean, but I just don't listen to him. If I don't like somebody, like
Yeah.
how I hate on Kevin Samuels, I would just won't listen to him. It's a lot of content creators on here that I don't listen to it. And even though my validation wouldn't mean nothing, of course, so I just scroll on by.
Oh man,
It'd be a
when it comes to these social platforms, good night, good evening, my peoples. By the way, it's good to see
Hey,
y'all again.
good to
You know
see
what I
you.
mean?
uh,
Hi, babe. You know what I mean? I think that, like everybody's opinion means something, man. Everybody's opinion matters to some extent, man. You know what I mean? Like you have no idea like how many people that a comment might hit when you just drop that comment, you leave that in that section. You have no idea how that's gonna resonate, right?
Hmm.
Hypothetically, not saying that it happens, but hypothetically, I mean that kind of thing could go viral in itself. I mean, if you say the thing that tweaks people and you know what I mean, hits them in that right spot, you know what I mean, then you have uh within that like an ability to exercise some sort of change, like or at least initiate a conversation, right? Which does initiate change. I love this brother. This brother look like DMX. He look good. Like he's there. He's
Hmm.
happy. He's healthy, man. I seen you. You in PA. I'm in PA as well now too, man. You Jersey. I'm New York. I'm the Bronx as well. You know what I mean?
oh,
It's good, man. I love coming on your streams, Melody. You are my girl right now, and you know what I mean.
I
You
appreciate
just
that.
bring it back to everything that's immaculate right now. You know what I mean? I had to tell you, yo, shout out for the whole Anna series and the whole Rashida Strober thing and, bringing her to light, because
Yeah,
somebody needed to shine a light on that. You know what I mean? That was
hmm,
very fucking disturbing. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And
appreciate that.
I'm just saying to you, Anna. I'm just saying to you, Anna, right now. I don't know if you're listening right now, but regardless of whether you light or whether you caramel or whether you black as night, you still look like a goddamn Congolese pygmy with fetal alcohol syndrome. You look weird. You look,
Oh
you know
gosh.
what I mean? You don't look like anything that you think that you look like. Trust me, sweetheart. Yo, if you see yourself on camera, trust me, they don't see you the way that you see yourself. You need an evaluation. I'm just saying. The end. I'm gonna go on mute right now. And Melody, you're really doing a great job. I'm so proud of you, honey.
yeah,
Thank you, JT. I appreciate it. But I'm
yeah.
going to get into, since we were talking about Kevin Samuels, I'm going to get into the first question I want to ask you guys. What is your definition? What makes a man high value in
What's
your eyes?
okay? I guess. Oh, JT. He muted.
You
Oh,
want
I
to
guess.
take this one? You want to take this one first, or?
Yeah. It's up to you. You want to take it first?
Okay, yeah, I'll take it first. I'll just give a quick rundown, okay? Because like I don't pretend to be high value, but I mean like even at
Mm,
42 years old, like I'm still on my way, man. I'm at the peak right now, man. I'm building right now. Like I'm almost at about like that 80 grand like a year like income. I'm single, you know what I'm saying? I have no children. I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm building, I'm stacking my weight like physically, keeping
yeah.
it, maintaining it, and I'm just interacting and trying to explore the world and trying to like pass on a message. And aside from that, there is the financial component. There's always going to be that financial component, right? We're all men in this wilderness and we eat what we kill for, right?
Fact,
Hmm.
The dude that gets the bigger steak is the dude, the gold. He who makes the gold makes the rules. You know
fact,
what I'm saying? You make the goal, you make the rules. Now, on top of that, I mean, if you want to add the looks and, all those things into the mix, it kind of adds a different dimension of things because then other aspects of that general rule of thumb, the high value rule of thumb, can be manipulated if you are like intelligent enough and striking enough and know how to think out of the box enough, right? It's not just about what you're talking about, right? Speech is just a verbal, is an outright existential expression of thought. And so what you want to communicate to people and how you want to express and be perceived, that power is within your own hands, right? And this is part of the problem with black women. I'm gonna tie it back to Kevin Samuels and jump off, is because they don't seem to understand that, right? They seem to think that they could say whatever they want, they could do whatever they want, and then when they're confronted with it, they could back out, they can escape accountability, they could, you know what I mean? There's just there's a psychological issue there when it comes with escaping accountability and trying to hold others accountable in order to escape accountability, right? And this is the thing. There's a whole, and this is where the chickens come home to roost in a way, where like Malcolm said, because we're in a time now, and I'll quote the brother Obsidian, shout out to Mumia Obsidian Ali, is
Uh-huh.
that, you know what I mean? Is that now black people are wrestling and learning to understand freedom, you know what I mean? And the meaning of freedom and interacting, and, you know what I mean, in America, we're able to go out there in the world and interact with people and, you know, figure out the dimensions and define ourselves against, you know what I mean, the other races, by actually being intermingled and getting a clear understanding of what those things entail, right? And, you know, it's all about how we handle that, man. That's a big responsibility, right? And, you know, yeah, we got some leeway, you know what I mean? Because God knows, I mean, we all been through some shit, you know what I mean, being brought to this part of the world and everything, right? So there is some leeway, but I will say that that leeway is running out. And I think that Kevin, his existence, the suits, and all that shit. I don't know whether he was wearing boxes underneath that. Like, who knows? Whether he maybe got up from the desk and he's got, like, you know what I mean? He's got some Calvin Klein boxes on with a friggin' Hugo Boss jacket. I don't know, but I won't speculate. But the message that he was bringing, I think it was a harbinger of those things. It was like a picture. It was a flash into things that could be, that could come, and that things that we don't want to manifest. We don't want to see that, man. We don't want to be having these conversations 75 years from now. The end.
That,
Thank
that,
you for that. And what
yeah.
about you, Tyron? What makes a man high value, in your opinion?
Yeah, JT just dropped the mic. Yeah,
Yeah, good.
said it a lot. You know what I mean? He said a lot, and I agree with a lot. You know what I mean? But somebody, I just seen a chat, a comment where somebody said, I don't know, it went so quick. Somebody said money is just not the component of being high value. There's other factors into that. Yeah, and it ain't just about the money. You know what I'm saying? But it just seemed like, with a lot of women, like they think high value man is a dude making 250,000 dollars a year, and he see they, like, because I meet women, like they said, okay, if I make $250,000 a year, then I'm able to pay for her submission, and I'm able to be a butthole to her and act like an idiot to her.
Garbage. It's crap. I'm sorry I had to cut in with that because, man, if me and you were in the same group, we're like the exact same age, so we get that, right? But there's like a cutoff point. It seems like beneath, like, it's death from 1979 and above, right? Like the rock band, like the group, like the alternative group, right? Death from above, 1979, man. It seems to be that way, right? And it's like nobody really wants to understand it. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to go through the motions. Everybody, like, you know, a black woman wants to get married. She wants the ideal of a house and a car and a horse and a carriage, and, you know what I mean? Like, she wants all those things in her mind, but she doesn't really have an understanding generally. I'm not talking on a micro. I'm talking on a macro, right? On a macro, she doesn't really have an understanding of the kinds of discipline in terms of attitudinal, in terms of just a general expression of your aura, and how that affects and reverberates throughout the rest of society. And that's not all their fault. But at this point, all the knowledge and information with dudes like Tommy Soto and guys like Kevin Samuels and brothers like Bernard Riley and everybody in the manosphere, Melody, Jessica X, blah, 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 right? These are huge voices. At this
Yeah.
point, we don't really have an excuse. And then I'm going to stop.
Yeah. Facts. So yeah. Yep. JT, you're 100% right. And so high value comes in all different shapes, sizes, and forms. It's all on how you view yourself as high value. Like I said,
Mhm.
some people think high value, you got to be 8 feet tall with a 12 pack and driving a Bentley, and making, certain amount of money, but then you still can be a guy who's mean to people, who don't like children, you know what I mean, who's not family orientated. He just want to have sex with every girl in the world. Some, some women think that's high value, you know? You know,
Yeah, I mean, stupid women think that's high value.
yeah. Say that again, Melody.
No, I was saying like the dumb women, they think that's high value, what he just said.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
Um,
the one dimensional chicks. You know what I
yeah,
mean? The one dimensional chicks. Yo, I guarantee, especially the chicks nowadays, and I warn y'all brothers. I warn you brothers that's under like 37. You know what I'm saying? I want all y'all brothers that's under 37, watch the women that you deal with, because I guarantee at least 90% of women in this Western world are under the trance of this woke agenda, and they ain't giving it up, man. They ain't giving it up. This is war for them. Like, some of them could be outspoken, some of them could be subtle, but they're on code right now.
yeah,
Okay? And I'm saying this to all my black people. I'm a mixed person. I'm not completely black, but I love who I am, every part of me. And I say, yo, there's a storm coming again, and we need to prepare, and we need to really think about like how we deal with each other and how we deal with other people, other races, and how we understand circumstance and consequence.
facts,
Okay?
facts.
well, well, let's
Hold on.
get to Mel. Oh, were you done?
No, I just wanted to shout out Eugene Still, his comment. That's
Oh,
a
I'm
hundred.
gonna read that in a second.
Yeah, that's a hundred.
We can address it. But I want to get to Mel. Mel, what is your definition of a high value man? Because some people are saying Kevin Samuels wasn't really a high value man because he didn't have money. He didn't make 100K for 5 years. He just started, making that within the last year and a half to 2 years. So, what is your definition of a high value man?
Well, first of all, I don't give a shit what people say about the naysayers about him anyway. Period. Like, because we already know where their mind's coming from. They come
Facts.
about that. So, and you know what I'm saying. It's already been verified about his income. He makes over $1 million anyway. So
Mm-hmm.
the
I
man's not
agree.
alive, man's not alive now, and now you want to talk shit about him. You need to talk to when he was alive, even when he invited some of the people on the show, but the naysayers and they still didn't come at him. So, but what Kevin was talking about, he's technically describing a class. I mean, he said it all the time, like the high value stat. He didn't create it. He might add some nuances, but he didn't create it because it's been out since the dawn of time. There's a class system. There's people in upper class, middle class, lower class, and
Mm-hmm.
he's speaking it from it from yes his point of view because he be around that people how they move and then he study how these people move and everything and um yeah like if let's say you're a millionaire, Melanie. JT, you're a millionaire. The brother in the corner, I forgot your name. Oh, you're a millionaire.
Tyler.
You're a millionaire. And That's technically our network right there because we know each other. We up and over $1 million status, and we can do business with each other and stuff like that too. In other cases, we know how to make things happen. That's the network part.
Hmm.
We are millionaires. We are a certain class. Ain't no
Right.
way we gonna do millionaires with people that's make lower than us because we already
Yeah,
know
nah, we fucking with the Mile High Club, right?
exactly.
We were on the Mile High Club stuff,
Exactly. So
right?
we know how to make things happen that way and stuff like that. Like we different businesses, but we can feed off each other. But that's what a network is. So that's main like the class network. We all or certain people make certain status and stuff. So and like they don't
Bad.
say birds of a feather flock together. We gonna hang with other millionaires also too more time. Yeah, because like that's our class status. Yeah. So and we make that money for a certain amount of time and stuff.
This is what's coming together in the manosphere, and that's why
Exactly.
Kevin. This is why Kevin was crucial. He was man. Whoa, he was elemental in this shit because you know what I mean. This is where brothers come together. This is the
Mhm.
pool right here. This is where we're getting the crossroads of Black America and everybody that could come here, meet, exchange ideas,
Yeah.
exchange information, exchange and put it in a pool, put it in a pot, and make our own melting pot and spread it for everybody that's of African descent in the diaspora. For those who's willing. But
Hmm.
we also have to remember that, you know what I mean? Like I don't know about y'all, but I'm a Muslim. I worship Allah and I do my thing like that. And all I'm saying is that we have to remember that God he sees over all of this and the
Hmm.
devil uses rationale and reason to trick us and move us in the opposite direction of where we need to be going.
Hmm.
And we need to come, the only way to fight that current is to come together instead of allowing those things to push us apart because those things are simple. They're simplicities. Like people want to talk about this high value man shit and they don't understand that, being a high value man is just your ability to amalgamate all of the things about you that are geared naturally to success. In order to do that, all you have to do is understand the natural order,
Yeah.
right?
He
And
said
all
it
you have to do
himself
is
like
just
this.
understand the natural order. And once you understand the natural order, and you realize that when you can separate yourself from the stress and the thresholds of negative stress, like in life, and you give yourself a minute, you know what I mean? Maybe you steal a second in like Crotona Park. Maybe you are able to go up to, the Catskills for the weekend, smoke a blunt with some friends, whatever. And then you think about it, right? And then
Mhm.
you're able to come back and you're able to bring these thoughts to a circle of people that give a damn about you. And then that circle of people knows a circle of people that give a damn about them. And then we pass these causes around. And this is what's happening now. It doesn't matter whether Kevin's alive or not. You know what I mean? He lived long enough, just long enough to pass on the jewel, right? And heavy jewels, bad jewels. He lived long enough, just long enough to do that. People want to think that shit is a tragedy. Whatever. Maybe it's a fucking tragedy. I just call it divine providence, right? He just passed the baton right now.
Mhm.
What are we gonna do?
Bad.
And there's also other two also too like Ruby mentioned it. Yeah, he's useful to other high value people, but even to people in general also too, and stuff. You know how useful he is to others and stuff. You know, not just
Mhm.
himself, but to other people how they see. It's like a stock. Think of it like a stock. How valuable is that stock useful to the group of people that's going to invest in it and stuff? So yeah,
Mhm.
definitely what it is. And there's other nuance, yeah, Jay Jesus mentioned, that's added on to it than the five that he mentioned, like religion and stuff like that. One of them, yeah, that too, your cultural background. So yeah, so it's like it's mostly like a class status. That's what he's technically describing. And when you're in a certain class status, especially you grew up around whatever, and that takes years to build and stuff like that. That's why you always mention to a lot of females like they keep looking at celebrities who technically get their millions like a lottery pick and something like that. But from the business side of it, it takes time and stuff like that. And Yeah, 10K is a minimum starter, but that's depending on what city it is, you gotta double and triple that also too, and stuff like that. So yeah, like because of course of income, the status, everything. So
You
yeah,
gotta stay fixed. You gotta stay fixed. You gotta
yeah.
stay. You gotta remain inexorable,
Hmm.
right? INEXORABLE, because that's what Kevin was, right? When he was around, and that's what I think that's a thing that black women had a problem with when it came to Kevin, because like a lot of them was emotional and stuff. You be seeing them, they get on camera, they hop up on his cam, and they be fixing their bra, fixing their shirt, they be sipping drinks, they be getting all fucking messy and sloppy and shit like that, and and you could see in the way that they were acting though, in spite of those factors,
Hmm.
that they talked to Kevin as if they were on like the first date of their goddamn life. Anybody out here, you see that? Did you? I
You
saw
want you
that.
want you
Like,
want to know something? I
Uh-huh.
said this on the panels. Kevin's like the opposite of a lot of black women. What they usually getting talked to. See, they usually a certain type of dude that talks to them a certain way, and it's like they're immune to it. Mostly,
Yeah,
it's mostly the hood dudes. You know what I'm saying? They used to dudes talking ratchet, or out with them that way, and they kind of immune to it. It's like it's like they used to it. That's why they don't always go back and forth with them type of dudes. But
yeah, they be
Kevin was
shrugging it
total
off.
opposite.
That's why
He
they
was the
come off
total
as like ignorant, right?
exactly. But Kevin was the total opposite of that. He was
yeah,
he was a bougie type. He was proud of that. He's a fashion. He was a metrosexual type.
yeah,
Yeah, and he
They
had
assumed, they
tact. He
assumed,
had
they
tact.
assumed he was on the down
Don't
low,
say
which he wasn't.
yeah.
He was
Okay,
heterosexual.
don't say the words.
I know, Melly. But he was heterosexual and everything, yeah. And they couldn't find nothing negative on him, despite they keep bringing up his two failed marriages, but he never talked down on his ex-wives, both of them.
Yeah, and that's what bothered them,
And
right?
it bothered
Because
him
like
like
they wanted
crazy.
they wanted the drama. They wanted that negative aspect of character to be able to associate him with, and they couldn't make it stick. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? And
He
that
had
and
such a
that's
language and
why.
vocabulary that they always they always wanted so most will talk the way he does. They want to say we talking white and everything. You wouldn't allow that to happen, and that's what messed them up even harder that way and stuff.
Word is bond,
Oh.
yeah.
Well, let
Word is
me read this super chat because it's been here for a while. Thank you, Eugene Steele, for the $20 super chat. He says, in an earlier stream, somebody talked about the difference between a high value man and a high earner. A high value man is also useful, self disciplined, and respectable. A high earner is just that. F everything else.
Yeah, there's a
Oh,
difference between someone that's a high earner, and a high value. Because a high earner, he gets to go out and make money, but he's not very useful to a group because he just
nah. He's a
think of
simp.
the Newton, like a person that stay behind the computer so much. He makes God a lot of money that way, but he doesn't socialize. He doesn't network with people,
yeah,
and
Yeah, like a
he
lot of
constantly spends
times.
more of his money trying to make things happen. Well, a person that's high value, they don't have to spend much money like that way because he knows how to network with a group that they feed off each
Right.
other. So he's
He
not
knows how to
useful.
network with people. He knows how to network with
Exactly.
people. He's got a passport. He doesn't need to do SYSBM because he's got a passport with people. Right? No
Exactly.
matter where he goes, he knows how to integrate himself into his surroundings. And yo, if we wanna conquer shit, we have to remember that the spirit of the conqueror is adventure. And we have to
Hmm.
remember that, yo, when it comes to adventure, man, there's nothing ventured, nothing gained. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So we gotta go on these adventures. We gotta, you know what I mean? And we can't be having these black women that wanna claim to speak life into us and be amongst us and be along our side doing the opposite and running at an opposite frequency, man.
Yeah,
exactly.
remember you always say about when you tell dudes, do you got 5 friends at least that you can rely on hard, like if you in the gym, you can rely on like that way, like a lot of dudes ain't got real 5 stable friends like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
that's a real that was a real social experiment, actually. I
yeah.
read that, I read that experiment like back in like 98, something
Hmm.
like that. That's a real social experiment, man. So you got you got 5 friends, you got a circle of 5 friends, right? And like
Mhm.
Nas said in the rap song, man, 5 turned to 4, 4 turned to 3, 3 turned to 2, and now we got one, right? And
Yeah.
so you got to make sure that like everybody in your circle is tight. Everybody that is in your circle has a reason to be there, man. You know what I mean? And this is what I say to black men, man, specifically because I had to leave New York. I live in Scranton, Pennsylvania, which is mostly white. You know what I mean? I do
Mhm.
like a welding job, and I just blend in and just hold it down and keep to myself and whatnot, right? And black people can't be afraid of what the next man, the next woman is gonna say to you, man. Most people don't give a damn about the hero's journey. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter like how much loot you make, how much, whether you got $50 billion, or whether you got $5 million or half a mil. Nobody understands really what it took for you to get there. You know what I mean? So you never let a woman that you bring into your frame try to tell you who you are and how it should be, because they weren't there to see it all come together. They were just there afterward trying to, trying to get to catch the fumes and shit, right?
Right, right.
Yeah.
So,
I'm sorry, Melody. No, I wanted to
go
shout
ahead.
out. Hey, yeah, you in Scranton, right? Hey, check this out, right? I'm in Reading, PA, and I got a
Awesome.
friend.
That's like outside Philly. That's right outside Philly.
Yeah, right outside Philly. So, but yeah, yeah, and it's like how you saying networking and everything. I got a white friend that I haven't spoken to him in like 2 years or whatever. We used to work together here in Allentown. I was in Allentown too.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm.
Yeah, yeah, but then I moved to Reading. He moved to Scranton, and
Right. Yeah, it's right in between. It's between.
yeah, 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 exactly. And he went up there. He married a black girl and had children, and they be chilling. Like I said, I ain't speak to him like 2 years, but it was like I ain't show no animosity towards him. Me and him was networking, but once he got married, then we haven't spoke again. But yeah, you 100% right.
Yeah, that wasn't your fault. That was his fault. He wanted to live a life. He wanted to do a thing. Yo, you know what I realized when I was coming up? I'm 42 years old now.
Hmm.
I had a lot of homeboys that, had sex out of wedlock, had children like in the early 20s and whatnot. You know what I mean? And I always told myself, right? Because I knew what kind of life I was living, especially like back then. You know what I mean? And I was like, yo, you know what? I'm not ready for that kind of life. I don't want to be around people that, you know what I mean? Like anytime like I had a homeboy to cut it short, anytime one of my homeboys like had a kid or, he got married, I just dropped off because I didn't have that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And
exactly.
I'm doing myself that favor as much as I'm doing themself that favor. Because you don't
Fact.
want to be, you know what I mean, that single brother at the barbecue 4th of July and you know what I mean? You drinking beers and you get knocked and shit like that. I mean, you don't want to be that guy and you know what I mean? The kids are throwing around in football and they looking at you like, yo, what the hell are you doing here? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
and this is the thing. I think we need to have that kind of respect for the whole family structure and
yeah.
the importance of it and what it means, and especially amongst black people and us, like little things like that, just making those little understandings within yourself, man, could make a whole lot of difference for yourself and everyone else around you.
All
Fact.
right. Well, thank you for that. That's all facts. But I have a question for all of you guys. What is a modern man? Because I always hear about a modern woman, but what is a modern man? I want to start with you, Tyron.
No such thing, Melody. Sorry to cut you off, but no such thing as a modern man. No
So
such,
there's no such thing as a modern man.
absolutely not.
And why do you say that?
Because, all right, okay, okay, modern men. See, us men in particular, we was raised in a matriarchy, so it's no modern nothing. We was raised by our mamas. We can't be modern. We was raised by our mamas. So what? We got to go out and be traditional. We got to still make the money. We still got to treat the woman with the utmost respect. We still got to, even though chivalry is dead, we didn't kill chivalry. Women killed chivalry. We still got to uphold those type of attributes towards women in society today. So modern men can't be modern if we still got to hold a certain standard in society. It's absolutely, it can't happen. It's biologically it just can't happen biologically.
Well,
So
thank you for your answer.
you know what I'm
I mean, I
saying?
wasn't expecting you to say that, but thanks for that. I appreciate it. How about you, Mel? What is a modern man? Or is there such thing as a modern man?
Man, this is the first time I heard that term used from you. Ain't no such thing as a modern man. Yeah, just like the brother said, man, I'm like, what? Men and have not changed since the dawn of time, unless they want to try to use alphabet community BS against us. And we already immune to them talking about toxic masculinity from that side. We don't care about that. But other than that, there ain't no such thing as modern man. Man has not changed. We always been simple as it is. But the fact that we probably exposes that as simple as us men are, females still don't get us. And
Right.
we start to understand them more than they feel they understand us.
Fact.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
Well, what
yeah.
about you, JT? Is there such thing as a modern man?
Few and far in between these days. I think I'm somewhat of a modern man, although I don't like coming on YouTube and spitting that kind of crap, because it's an easy place to let go of your ego and let it take flight. But I will say this: when I was growing up, my idea, my vision, my role model of a modern man, aside from my uncle, what raised me, he used to drive the train for the New York City Metro subway. But aside from him, I say Dr. Richard Kimball. You know what I mean? The original Fugitive TV series. This dude was on the run for his goddamn life. He saved lives. He delivered babies. He preserved life whenever he had an opportunity, even though he was, like right under the microscope of the law. He had heat. His life was on the line the whole time, and he never stopped once to question, whether he should do the right thing, regardless of how much that bared down on him. I think once you combine that kind of essence with somebody that has money, right? When you got money and you combine that with your essence, black, white, no matter what, man, you are universal. You transcend. You become something else, right? You are something else. And I think that's what Kevin was hinting at. And I don't know whether Kevin even I think Kevin himself was just beginning to understand that, but regardless of that, he understood it more than the majority of people that were tuned into what he was doing. So it made it all worthwhile.
All
I
right.
like
Well,
to
thanks, Mel.
comment about Madara, modern men or oh no, not modern men or feminine man. It was another comment before that. Oh yeah, yeah. Modern men are like Will Smith. Okay.
I
Uh
agree.
yeah, I can agree with that too. I can agree with that. I agree with that. But like,
Yeah,
see, I
that's what
only
I was saying earlier. That's what they try to add LGBTQ right into it. Yeah,
yeah, no doubt. But I like okay, you know what I mean? Like if Melody, I only like to speak about black. You know what I'm saying? So modern men can mean any type of man. For any ethnicity. But I just like to speak on black men because I'm a black man. You know what I mean?
That's fine. Yeah.
And,
There's
and
nothing
I'm
wrong with
raised
that.
traditionally. Like we was raised in the matriarchy. So, you know what I mean? Like it's a lot of stuff that we still try to do traditionally as men growing up in this modern society. You know what I'm saying? We still trying to do those traditional things, but the society's too modern. So it's like, we get dragged for it or we get dismissed for it and we, what I mean, dust bags and bullet bags, you know what I mean? So
Right. And well, thanks for that. Now, let me ask you guys a question. I want to get off that topic now about the modern man and all that Kevin Samuel stuff because we talked about Kevin enough. So, I want to ask you guys a question. So, I posted a new picture. I'm sure you guys saw it,
I think,
right? And guys were complimenting me and telling me I'm pretty and all this other stuff. And then I
Yes,
had
sir.
one guy come in there and he said, "You all are simps," right?
yeah.
So are men simps for complimenting a beautiful woman or a pretty woman's picture?
Nah,
I'm gonna
that guy
start
was
with
an
Mel.
idiot.
I'm gonna
He was an
Well, let me
idiot,
start with Mel
Melody.
first. Mel,
Okay.
what do you think?
It depends if he added other nuances to the message, like he was thirsty for you, something like that. Then like, damn, I'll drink your bathwater, Ooh, yeah, man, I suck your toes. It's great, something like that. Like,
Yeah, he's like
even
acting like a
I spent
fiend and
all my
shit.
money on you, baby. What, like, like if it's added nuances added to, you just saying you look beautiful. After that, then yeah, that's simple. But did you get a lot of messages with that, or
Well,
just saying, I know, just compliment on the just the look alone?
no, people. Well, this happens all the time when people compliment me, whether it's in real life, it's Facebook, Instagram, whatever. And I always see that one person
Yeah.
calling men simps.
Yeah.
Like, and I just want to know. And Snuggle said, "Can you people explain the meaning of a simp?
I'm gonna
Because it's
give
a
it to you
word."
right now. I'm gonna
Oh,
give it to
man.
Okay,
y'all
go
right now. I'm gonna give
Yeah,
it to y'all
yeah.
right now. Right now, in the words of Tommy Sotomayor, because I started listening to that brother like at the end of 2012,
hmm
and suckers infiltrating mediocre pussy.
What?
That was his
That's
acronym for
that's
it.
that's what that was Tommy Sotomayor's definition. Yo, simp got popularized because he put that into the algorithm, right? And he even had the
hmm
T-shirt. But a lot of people they didn't really catch on to that part of it. They didn't catch on to that part of it. But when he came with that definition, that's exactly how he defined it. He just defined it as suckers infiltrating mediocre pussy. Simp.
hmm So that's a simp.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I'm tired of men hearing men calling other men simps because they're complimenting a woman. Like, to me, that's not a simp at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's retarded, yo. Like those dudes, the guys like that do that, man. They don't get tail. They don't get women. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Let's be honest. They don't get women, man. Like, come on, man. And you want guys like that influence in this space when there's dudes here that are honestly good men that come here and like hoping that they can express their thoughts and maybe get like some validation from somebody as gorgeous as you, Melody. And like, I mean, who's gonna listen to that? Who wants to hear that kind of shit? Nobody. That's who.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
JT, I complimented on two of Melody's pictures, right? And it was the same dude. And Melody, you probably don't remember. You responded back to him in the comment section, and I'm like, "Dad, Melody, you are gorgeous, and I love your live streams." And then this dude put up a whole bunch of skulls and like, "Come on, bro, why you keep complimenting on her?" And I'm like, "It's the same dude, same dude. He did it twice." And I'm like, "Come on, bro, what are you
Yeah,
talking
no, those are the dudes. Those are the dudes that are incels, Don.
about?"
Those are the cats, right? Like, yo, don't be fooled, right? Like,
Yeah,
those are dudes that want to hide behind like this fake ideal of like masculinity and stuff like that, and try to project that onto you because underneath that, they're trying to hide from scrutiny themselves. Maybe they're incels.
yeah.
Maybe they're questioning their sexuality. Maybe you know what I mean. There's all kinds of things that could possibly be at play. You know what I mean. But trust me, the one thing that ain't at play is whether they're right about you or not, because they don't know you. Only you know you better than you know. Don't nobody know you better than you do.
Fact,
Now,
fact.
would you be a simp if the woman was ugly or fat? Would that make you a simp? Because you're just giving her compliments to make her feel good about herself.
No, 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 no. Because most dudes, the majority of men that are with bigger women, there's always an agenda. There's a hidden agenda. You know what I mean? Like, depending on how good they are at doing what they do, that agenda might be more or less obvious, but there is always an agenda there.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? And
it's,
believe
Mhm.
me, the dude that had to get with that chick in the first place, he didn't have to try hard in the first place. So, you know
yeah,
what I mean? Simping, in my direct definition, fuck Tommy Sotomayor, but in my own definition, check this out. Simping is any man who is willing to sacrifice his own self decency, his own perception of self, will, and you know what I mean, his masculinity in order to garner the attention of a female.
yeah.
Yeah. A simp is a man who's willing to risk it all, I think, for pussy. Excuse
Yeah.
my language.
Basically,
Well,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
Yeah,
part
basically,
that's
basically,
part of what he was saying. Yeah, like
yeah,
sometimes
yeah,
and he give up a lot of his dignity, pride, man, for reciprocation of a woman that technically ain't returning in return. She doesn't like him in return. So and
yeah.
even
She
get
ain't
yeah,
even feeling him
get
like that in the first
a
place.
JJ points with them.
right. I just don't understand how people was calling Russell Wilson and people who have a wife. I don't understand how they can be simps. If they're married already, they already got what they wanted. So how are
No,
they
if you if
simping?
you if you married, Melody, if you married, you could be a cuck, but you can't be a simp. See, this is what
Yeah.
motherfuckers don't understand, right? There's
Oh,
levels to
JJ,
this
you
shit,
started
right?
that.
If you single, you could be a simp. If you married and you trying to pull off the same shit that a simp does when he's single, when you married and you hard up for some other play, that would make you a cock, especially if you're bringing other people into the relationship again at exploiting yourself in order to do so.
Right. Somebody said, "Oh, he's a simp because he married a single mom." So that
Yeah.
makes you a simp.
Well,
That
No,
that's,
that does, but it does, but it
no, it
doesn't.
doesn't. Yeah, because
yeah, yeah,
she,
it
she,
doesn't.
no, it doesn't. Period.
No, it
See,
doesn't. Yeah,
yeah, Ciara turned the affections of Russell the way he wanted. Now there may be some things that we question how he does it in some ways, but she still returned his affections for him. It's
yeah,
no matter what.
yeah.
Either way, like you would compare a dude that ain't getting no return reciprocation from that woman at all. Period. That actually makes you a simp. But for Russell, nah, it'll make you a simp because she liked him in return also
That,
too.
that's a good
And
that's a good point.
and they
Yeah.
both got together. They both desire each other. Now, probably because they question certain things that she does in the marriage and everything, like the thirst trap pictures she posts online. But
Yeah,
if he's not complaining about it, then we
yeah,
shouldn't be saying nothing anymore. I mean,
It's,
not
Yeah.
yeah.
and I think
not
another
the
reason,
type of
True
he's getting
indeed,
with.
true indeed.
I might encourage her. Like I still got a bad chick. Like and that's their marriage. They running. Yeah. Like you want.
yeah,
Let's compare that marriage to Will Smith and Jada. I say Russell coming on top.
yeah, he is too. But see, I think a lot of people call Russell a simp because of, like you said, Mel, her background, and plus, you know what I'm saying? Everybody know how Future was with all these kids and like with that. Russell Wilson's supposed to be like this Carlton Banks type of football player. And, he was married to a white girl and he left the white girl to get with this hood Keisha type of girl. So that's why they call him a simp.
Okay.
Yeah, more like second choice because her dating history and everything. But
Yeah, yeah, especially with Future. You know what I'm saying? Because we all know she was in love with Future. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of people think she lucked up with Russell. You know what I'm saying? So
Right. Now, I don't think Russell's a simp, but I do think Will Smith is the definition of a simp. This
Yes,
woman,
yeah,
right? This
yes.
woman had made him
It's
look bad
official.
so many times.
It's
Like,
official now. It's official now. Like it's all out there now. There's no question, Melody, did you see these flicks, these pics of Jada and her at the Oscars and everything, and just the look in her eyes. man.
Yeah.
Do you see that? I mean, you're a woman, right?
Yeah.
So most men don't even cop shit like that. I mean, like Will Smith, look how long he been married to her. Before he even realized what was going on, he's already under the spell. He's trapped. You know what I mean? But you seen it. You could see like that whole pinhead bald shit in the dress. I seen the photos close up, man. She didn't look like she had any alopecia, man. I didn't see any hair missing. It just looked like a shaved head, man. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
She really doesn't
it
have
looked like a
alopecia.
shaved head.
He's
Like it
French.
it's just
Yeah.
Say it
female.
again.
Yeah, it's just female like exaggeration, and me feeling like I need to be protected. I need to be defined because Jada be doing that red table talk and everything. So with that, it's like Fox Soul. She's more in tune with the beat of the street. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Women in the street, and guess what? The streets got eyes, ears, and teeth. And
yeah,
so, as much as she be feeding Will those kind of fucked up vibes,
yeah,
she's getting those vibes from her audience. And
Hmm.
this is her audience is more and more day by day comprised of women that listen to the Chrissies and the Cynthia G's of the world and the Crystalline Carazans, and then they're feeding her back all that nonsense, and she has to do something in order just to keep her name relevant because Will Smith casts a huge shadow, right?
yeah.
Hmm.
Think about
And then,
Yeah.
and
But
I'm sorry,
can I
Mel.
see? Oh
One
no,
point.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, and JT, right? You know what I mean? I don't know if you remember back in the day, Will was dating Pepper from Salt and Pepper. You remember that?
No,
it.
they weren't
Yeah,
dating.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I was wondering what was happening with that. Yo, they were perfect together. I thought they were perfect. See,
Nah,
but
they never dated. He shot his shot and she
He
turned it
shot his
down.
shot and lost. Yeah.
them
Yeah,
down.
she
Oh, okay.
regretted it years later that she said she should have gave him a chance. And
Oh, okay, okay. I bet.
yeah, but guess what? I think if he did give her a chance, she would have pulled the exact same junk that Jada pulled.
I
Bet.
actually
You know what
agree
I
with
I
mean?
you
don't
on
think
that.
I
so.
think
I
that she
think he
would have
probably
done
better
it.
over
I
Salt.
don't think
Yeah,
so.
I do think so because you have to understand the mindset that she was in back in the 90s. It almost aligned with Jada Pinkett because she was in love with a so-called thug. You know, she loved
Yeah,
Tupac so
yeah,
much.
she was
And
yeah,
to
a
come to
French and naughty by nature and everybody. Yeah,
and
yeah.
Mm.
Trench used to
They
beat
still
the hell out
different.
of
They're
her.
like opposites of the same coin. So they definitely, Salt, like she's still more homebody type, but everything, thinking like the homebody girl that's still probably still around the block and like still cool with the ratchet hood chicks.
yeah,
Pepper was straight hood.
Hold up, Mel. Did y'all say salt? No, it was
yeah.
actually pepper.
Yeah, no, we said Pepper. We said Pepper.
Yeah, we
Oh,
said
okay.
Pepper. Yeah,
Yeah,
Pepper was dealing with Tretch, but the
yeah.
one who was looking
I
better
would
than
say Pepper
Pepper.
would have been perfect for Will. I mean, Salt would have been perfect for
Salt
Will.
would have, not
Yeah,
pepper.
yeah, yeah. I know. Yeah, Pepper. I used to lay down the street from Tretch back in early '90s. I was like 10 years old. Yeah, in East Orange. Yeah,
I know Tretch. I
yeah,
personally know Tretch.
yeah.
Yeah,
They used to throw barbecues at this park called Oval Park. They used to throw barbecues. Mary J. Blige, all of them used to come down. But I was like 10 years old, so I ain't know nothing.
this
Yeah,
friend of
I went to the strip club with Tretch. He funny.
Oh, it's not.
He
Oh,
I
real
think
funny.
I think two
my
things
friend,
about Tretch
she
can.
friends
I'm
with
sorry.
One of Tretz's baby moms that passed away from leukemia. Yeah.
That must
yeah,
have been an adventure, Melody. That must
yeah.
have been an adventure. Like, yo, what was he drinking in the strip club? What was he drinking?
I don't remember what he was drinking. This was a while ago. I think it was Henny, if I'm not
Henny.
mistaken.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it
classic,
was.
classic,
But yeah, he was
classic.
just flashy, throwing his money with his chains on and stuff.
Yeah, him and Tupac.
Making it do what it do.
Hey,
Yeah,
Yeah,
you earned it. Go ahead and do it if you can afford to do it.
right. Right.
beat up.
But he's cool people though. He's real cool.
I think two
That's the
things can be
problem with
true
high. That's
about.
the problem with high value, though, because our population believes that that's what high value is making money and being able to throw it out around and make it rain and everything. And I draw your attention, everybody on the panel, to this. And this is a key example, right? This is key. Oprah went into that store in Monaco in France, and she got held up like she was just an ordinary shoplifting, you know what I mean, negra. You know what I mean? And that, you know what I mean? So the color of money, and the thing is, and we have a problem with this in America as black people, is that we think that money is gonna transcend and help transcend us and move us by everything, and it's gonna be able to secure us, and it can when used properly, but we think it's gonna secure us from scrutiny. That we're gonna be able to, pay somebody off if we get in trouble, or you know what I mean? We're gonna be able to just somehow wiggle out of like cheating on our wife because we got like, a house and a guest house and a swimming pool and all that. Maybe, she'll just hang out. She'll stick around, like even if I screw around, right? And I think that's what a lot of black men are equating high value with, man. And that's just simply not the way, man. A high value is discipline, it's self-discipline, it is sticking to a regimen. It is following that regimen, man, regardless of who sticks with you or not, regardless of how good looking or not your woman is. A lot of these millionaires, man, they get women that are the half ass. They're like, five, or they're adjustable six. And,
Yeah,
they're happy with that, man. They have some children and they can live with that, man. And I think it's time to be, in that respect, it's time to be more realistic, man. I'm not telling black women out there, yo, go for a dude and take a risk. You make $35,000, yo. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that, man. All I'm saying is that, like, find a man that is disciplined. And a lot of black women are saying this too, but maybe they just don't know how to verbalize it properly. But they want somebody that is about purpose. They want somebody with purpose, right? Regardless of how much money you make, but you still got to make like a decent, even bottom line.
yeah,
If you don't hope to have children one day, you know what I mean? If you hope to create a legacy, right? Because having children isn't a legacy, right?
mm,
You could have kids and you're a lawyer and you graduated at Harvard and all that shit, and then your kid grows up and he's a goddamn serial killer. I mean, what fucking kind of legacy is that,
No,
man?
that's
That's no
true.
fucking
That's true.
the
legacy.
white boys,
You know
yo.
what I'm saying? Like, that's no fucking legacy, you know what I mean? So you
Yeah,
gotta you gotta make sure that like everything is tight. You know what I mean? You gotta make sure
that's
everything is tight. And a lot of dudes that are like chasing this high value shit, like guys like Future and shit, it's
mm,
like, yo, dude, you got 10 kids, man. You go on tour, you are in
yeah,
the studio all the time, you are
yeah.
banging like fucking multiple broads. Like, yo, how much time do you make to raise your goddamn children?
He
Yeah.
doesn't.
But
These are
so
questions,
let
right?
me hear from Classy Young Man because I really haven't heard anything from him. Hi, Classy.
Hello, how are you doing, Melody?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I can't. Noticeably, I came in a little bit fresh because the conversation was waving through different different subjects. I don't know where to start.
Yeah, well, you can take anyone you want.
Oh my
It's
God,
an
let's see.
open
We went
panel,
from
so
Will Smith to I'm trying to figure out because I was listening to JT Hellstrom. He is right about one thing. Just because you have a lot of money doesn't necessarily get that your kids won't become a serial killer or a killer. Let me give you an example. Do you remember what was those twins' name that killed their parents? They were supposed to inherit a lot of
Menendez.
money. Yeah, the Menendez boys. That's another
Menendez,
example.
bro.
Yeah, they were supposed to. They were 21 years old. All they needed to do was wait it for 4 more years to inherit a bunch of money, but they couldn't wait, so they killed their parents.
But that's what I'm saying.
that's
Hey,
crazy.
young man, you know what I mean? That
And that's their legacy. And that's
yeah,
their legacy now,
right.
right? That's
Yeah,
their freaking
you know,
legacy. Their parents may have been rich. Their
yeah,
parents may have had that house in Beverly Hills and everything. But then they went and killed their parents and then got on the stand and said,
yeah,
our parents abused us. They did this and that. So the children, in essence, didn't uphold the legacy at all. Like everything they did actually counted that legacy, even though they had everything in place to propel them to greatness. right? And this is what we need to stop doing. We need to realize this as black people, and that's why, like, yo, white people are a good example to watch, man. They're a good example to study because
Yeah,
they're
I
very
watch.
complex. And you
Yeah,
know what I mean? Their whole race and everything about their race is based on trying to conceal, trying to repress that dark, animalistic, psychopathic nature that rests in a lot of them. And that is what white culture in general is based around. You know what I
yeah,
mean? It's actually everything about, like, uh, look at England. England is the perfect example. The manners, the politeness, the sipping tea, the blah 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 blah, right? But underneath that, man, once you scratch and you get just deep beneath the surface, man, you got guys like Jack the Ripper. You got, you know what I mean? You got, the royal family. You got, there's all kinds of crazy shit in there, man. And everything that they are is based on trying to conceal that from the rest of the world. And I think that we need to create a similar structure. We need to create a code,
yeah.
right? We need to create a code.
But you
Black
know what?
people are known as not having a code, like, in the world. Like, the Greek meaning for Africa is a people without code. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? And so we need to develop these codes of social etiquette and behaviors that encourage self-reflection and self-discipline. The end.
Well, you know what I see it this way also too. With people with money, influence like that, they will they will do what they have to do to protect their loved ones and everything, especially when it comes to their reputation being exposed and stuff. I was watching the Batman movie last night and stuff, and spoiler alert, yeah, this version, they have Batman's parents, Martha Thomas Wayne and
yeah,
Thomas running for mayor in that version. This version, Martha's related to Arkham Asylum, um,
yeah,
and they said she's going through mental breakdowns, and Thomas was trying to protect her and the reputation, even their family, from the reporters and everything. He had to resort to going to the mob to do him a favor and stuff like that. At least to quiet him up, to shut him up, everything. Not by killing him, but roughing
yeah.
him and stuff like that. And of course, Carmen Falcone did his own thing, and that's how he gained his secrets to get that power also too on that level and everything. And and Bruce found out from his point of view and everything. He thought that's how they died from everything. And he's like, from Falcone's point of view of the story, when he found out from Alfred and everything,
Okay.
they didn't kill him. They got killed by some ordinary robber or whatever. Yeah, but I know he did some. No, he did things that was questionable, but that doesn't mean he was a bad man. Still a good man. He did it to protect you and his mother and stuff like that.
Yeah,
When you
yeah,
got
yeah.
money and stuff like that, and that level and everything, yeah, we will protect what you can to protect from us
Fact,
because you know what that attracts.
fact. Hey, Mel, I know what you're talking about. Is that because I got HBO Max on my phone? Is that on HBO Max? I've been seeing
Yeah,
previews about that.
that movie that came out, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it's on HBO Max, right?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, yeah. I wanted to check that out, but I've been so busy. But go
It's
ahead.
good. This version, yeah, Bob Patterson, it was good. I actually do like
So anybody,
Sky moment.
I
Yeah.
know.
Hmm?
No, I was saying, anybody had anything else to say about any of the topics we discussed?
No, I guess we could move on.
That was talking about academics earlier, right? I was driving home.
Yeah, yeah. What do you have to say about him? Do you like him?
Nah, he's like Two-Faced Snake.
Yeah,
And it already shows. I can't, I mean, Fresh Fit don't even realize he be sneak dissing them all the time too.
yeah, yeah.
So,
I said that earlier too, Mel.
but
Like he
some
be fresh and fit. Sneak.
drama like that with both men and women. I mean, if you realize as much as Fresh Fit had all those crazy girls on their show, they ain't never once put out any weapons on them. Yet you have academics on that show and a weapon was pulled out. So I should even tell you something right there. And then we try to sneak this Kevin Toma. He never make it the mainstream. Technically, he's not actually part of mainstream either. Like that. I don't see big major news outlets talking about him like that. They talking about Kevin now more than they did with him.
Yeah,
Academic. So he ain't really part of major news outlet like that either too. Maybe mainstream media like that either too. The way he think it is, 'cause it's like, he's representing the news like as a news outlet report, big major news. They ain't usually on your references like that. So it's like you on channels that technically a lot of people ain't gonna have, and it's talking to a certain demographic base. So so mainstream media is changing all the time. Like they getting our shit from social media. That's where they getting their stuff from. So like social media is gonna be part of new mainstream media also too.
Yeah. But I think us black men, we got to control our image back. Like, you know what I mean? We got to take back over the media because, like, prior to I think when we lost our mojo, I think it was JT was saying about how we need to get back to working together and doing everything. I think after like 1968, after Martin Dr. King got killed, we just went buck wild. 60s was already wild, but even like when Malcolm was preaching in the 50s and the 60s, we wasn't violent people. We was defending ourselves from the Klan. You know what I'm saying? So they like, okay, and I was watching a documentary on Malcolm. He was like, when he was talking all that about JFK and everything, he was like, yo, Islam was going to the government and JFK and Robert Kennedy, saying like, hey, listen, these guys are coming in destroying our neighborhoods. We trying to build something and raise children. So uh, JFK and all of them were like, all right, well, we ain't worried about it. So Malcolm's like, yo, we gonna defend ourselves.
Yeah,
So
Malcolm should have been the first Secretary of Defense, man. In my opinion,
yeah,
he
you
should
know
have
what
been for the United States of America, like post segregation.
I'm saying?
He
Yeah,
should have been the first Minister of Defense, like Colin Powell was. I met Colin Powell back in 1998. He was an amazing man.
Great
yeah.
Stunning man.
man.
I met him down at Howard University, and the
Rest in
question
peace.
I asked him and what he took to get there, man, he didn't go through half of the shit that Malcolm went through, man, and he got there,
Yeah,
you
but
know.
he was a general though. He was a military general. Devil Colin Powell. He was a
Well,
military general.
although Malcolm X was a very intelligent man, but people have to understand when you're going into that cohort, you have to move like those people to infiltrate their system. You can't move like black people amongst black people. That's the reason why Colin Powell got through. He was an intelligent man as well, but at the same time, he knows in order to get in, you have to infiltrate yourself.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. That's what he was a
Exactly.
military general. He was a general or a colonel or something. I think a colonel or a general or
No, he
something.
died a 5-star general.
Oh, 5-star
Yeah,
general.
he was a 5-star general.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. Yep. hmm Yeah. So you know what I mean, and then just like after Malcolm, it was just like what I'm saying.
What do we want? Let me ask brothers a question. If you don't mind, Melody, can I ask brothers a question, Mel?
Oh, yeah, go ahead. It's an
Okay.
open panel.
Okay. What is as black people in America right now, what is the point of education? What is the point? Is it so that you can, what I mean, so that you can move up monetarily and buy a house and feather a nest and like have some kids? Or is it so that you can do way beyond that, so that you can get the knowledge to grasp the reality of this globe that we live in and do anything you want, anything you imagined, right? If you actually like took not education but learning for what it is, right? Because education equals indoctrination, right?
I was just about to say that it's
Learning
more
is
about
free.
indoctrination. It's not really educating those to benefit like for
Education binds you to a certain set of standards that you don't set for yourself. Those standards are already set for you by an external source, an external group of people that don't even look like you or think like you. And it's like, in order to fit into that society, man, do you want to, and to be high value, and this is the thing, do we want to do the GQ magazine definition of high value, man? Or do we want to do the ebony version of high value, where we do what makes us who we are and still retain our identity and expand outward while not having to feed into, you know, the other culture and define ourselves that way.
It's more about indoctrination into social justice issues. Like shit now these days, especially in college.
Not really. No, they twist it because nah, Mel, nah. Because social justice warriors, and it's like I find like Patrice Coolers Khan, like from Black Lives Matter, they take the issues and they turn them on their head and then they invert them. You know what I mean? And so, and then they make you feel as though, you know what I mean, like indoctrination is completely natural. There's nothing wrong with that. There's no, you know what I mean? Like once we
Yeah,
give
depend.
you
Nah,
these waves and massage your scalp a little bit, man. There's nothing wrong with that. You're gonna feel nice, you know. We're gonna give your scalp a little massage and
I don't think so.
give you a little indoctrination, you know.
They ain't being indoctrinated or nothing. You hear like that? Because you're taking away my free will, free thinking like that. That's how I feel.
Yeah,
I think
exactly. I agree. That's what they want to do, though. Beware. That's what they want to do.
right. So can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I had a few more questions I wanted to debate, and then we can go to the open panel. Um, so is anybody on here in a relationship?
I'm
Not
single.
Anybody?
currently.
Y'all are
Uh,
single?
no, I'm single. Want to go out, Mel?
Hmm?
Melody. Not you,
Well, they
Mel.
call me Mel, but
I'm
no.
not.
Single, Barry.
Let me
I'm
just ask
joking.
you. Huh?
I'm
No, it's
joking. Go
cool. I
ahead.
couldn't even really hear. All right. No, I was saying because would you guys have a problem with your girlfriend or your wife having handsome friends?
Uh,
Would you feel insecure about it?
um,
No, no, not at all. Not at
exactly.
all.
Nope. Nope. Not at all.
Okay, so I want to start with classy young man, and I'm gonna go around. Classy Mel, then JT, then Tyron. Why wouldn't you feel insecure about
I,
that?
well, I wouldn't feel insecure because I already got you. So that means I'm fine enough for you.
Okay, that's a good answer. But what if they go out to chill? Like, would you let them go out for drinks, or would you let them go out to the movies? Or because I have friends that let their girlfriends go out with other
Well, let
men.
me ask you a question. Are you talking about the opposite sex? Would I allow if I was in a relationship, would I allow my girlfriend go out with the opposite sex? Is that what you're
Yes,
talking about?
correct. That's handsome.
That's
He also
handsome?
looks good. Yeah.
No, and I'll tell you why. He should go find his own woman. Why is he always hanging around my woman? Like if you're
Because
that
they were
handsome, you should
friends,
be able to get another woman.
but they were
That's
friends
man. They was
before
friends
you
before.
guys were friends, Sassy. They were friends first. They
Well,
grew up together.
I get that, but at the same time, I know male nature. You can be friends with somebody, but somewhere in the back of my mind, I've always thought about what you look like bent over. It's just my opinion, but go ahead.
Okay. So how about you, Mel?
No, same thing. Because y'all friends for that long, but that you have feelings for this chick. Why didn't you make your move? That's gonna kind of interfere back and forth. Like number one, matter of fact, Mel, let me ask you: did you see white people doing this? Because
I see I see all types of people doing it.
I
Me
mostly
too.
white people. I do mostly see white people doing that. There's like like it's norm. It's in New York, so we see this a lot. Yeah. But
Mm.
um, nah, the big reason why, yeah, because and I was in a situation like similar, but not fully. But despite they friends before they met me and stuff, unless the dude was gay or something like that, yeah. Other than that, they're gonna be situations like I ain't letting her hang out with her best friend like that by herself like that. I don't know, they like no, like crazy, like basically we got feelings for you and stuff like that. Yeah, like we don't know most dudes. I mean, there's the reason why some females have attractive male friends at their close friends and stuff like that. It's most of like a backup and stuff. They don't work out with the current guy. She got the backup with the male friend and everything.
No, Mel, but what if there really wasn't a backup? What if they grew up together from kids and they're like besties? They went to school together. They don't even look at each other like that. You still wouldn't let them hang out?
Oh, you're a married woman now. Why would you? Come on. If you're a married woman now and stuff like that, why would you hang? I don't care if you grew up together. Like things change in marriage. I ain't gonna front. I'm gonna say this. I'm best friends with one of my female friends I went to school with and everything. I ain't have no attraction towards her like that. Everything. I never wanted to smash her, but I don't be going out hanging out with her like buddy like that hardcore like that. Yeah, because out of respect for him, they're like brother and sister to me. You know, his wife, her husband. Yeah, we all cool, but it's just that's the respect level. Yeah, like yeah, I mean that way. Yeah, like the closer we be by herself is that she with the kids and got the babysitters over there with her other family. Because I'm like family to them also too. Like,
No, I get it. I get you guys' points.
there's certain nuances behind this too. Yeah, like they
Right.
already know if they've been already made it clear that they not feeling each other like that. Like what I'm saying, it has to be like that type of equal non-attraction to each other, despite your outside sources might find them attractive. And it's kind of very rare like that. Like unless you got another guy that she's same equal attraction as the male best friend, it do got to be
Right. But
like
what about trust? Don't you trust her? Shouldn't you guys trust each other?
I trust her enough to
Yeah,
be a woman.
yeah. Actually, yeah.
Trust
You know
enough to
what I
be a
mean?
woman by nature.
Yeah, like I had an
Hard to do.
ex fiance, right? Like I was engaged like back in the day, like 20 years ago. And she had a really good friend, right, of hers that she met at work, and he was like a rich guy, white guy and stuff. And he really wanted to get with her and shit, but I was like, hey, whatever. I was confident in myself. I knew what I was doing. I was working construction. I was, you know what I mean? I was young. We had a place together. I was taking care of her and everything. She had a good job too. And so nobody was really, you know what I mean? We're not like inconsistent and not believing in ourselves, you know what I mean? And so I said, hey, if this dude wants to hang out with you and he wants to, and I did that as a test, to test the waters to see how that very question would work. I said, yo, if you want to go out and hang out with him and whatnot, and, he's driving a Corvette. I'm driving, you know what I mean, like a Geo Prism at the time. And hey, if that's what you want to do and hang out with him, that's all good, man. And she would bring me information and tell me, yo, he really wants to get with me, and he wrote me this like 3-page letter. Yo, check this shit out. You know what I mean? Like she would bring like all that information like back to me because I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm an attractive dude. You know what I mean? I'm a good looking guy. You know what I mean? And shit, I've been approached by like Sean John, the model and shit, right? She was there when that happened too. So, you know what I mean? I'm not a jealous person by nature. You know what I mean? I just have that much confidence in myself, and I think jealousy is a really bad and like evil thing. You know what I mean? I Jealous
Hmm.
people disgust me
Hey,
personally. You know what I mean? If you're gonna find somebody new, you're gonna find somebody new. You know what I mean? I can't stop you from doing that. You know what I mean? I can't regulate your behavior. You know what I mean? When you're out there in the world, you know what I mean? All I know is that I do what I do, and I know it's strong enough that it's gonna draw you back to me, regardless. At the end of the day, you're gonna come back to me, and if something happened, you know what I mean? I would expect you to be as honest with me as I would be honest with you about that. You know what I mean? And
Right.
my ex fiance, like we had like an open thing. You know what I mean? We were engaged for 2.5 years, and she was bisexual. She was a white woman, and you know what I mean. We had a lot of playtime, just to put it, lightly. We had a lot of playtime. So, but at the end of the day, we always had that understanding, and we always came back to, it was me that like took it out of order, because I was young, right? And to tell brothers, here's a quick note: men reach their sexual peak at 17 years old. Women reach their sexual peak in terms of their libido at 32 years old. There's a huge difference in terms of that. So I was young. She was a little bit younger than me. And, I had sexual appetites. You know what I mean? And she helped facilitate those sexual appetites. But we maintained a very close bond, a very close connection. We traveled together. We did like all kinds of things. We took flights. We did everything. Even the dude that was her friend, the rich white guy, he bought a brand new Corvette convertible, and she had me driving that shit. You know what I
Right,
mean?
but
That's
you
how that
didn't
goes.
mind. But you didn't mind her hanging with this dude. Like you just let her go and hang with him.
Nah,
This
he was
rich
like,
white
yo,
dude.
yeah, nah. He was like, yo, she was like, I'm going to fucking Six Flags today. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, cool. And then she would come home and she like they took photos and shit like that. She would show me everything. You know what I mean? It was very honest. It was very, you know what I mean? And that's a rare thing. I'm not saying that that's like the norm, and I'm not promoting that like for brothers to, you know, go out there in the world and look and expect that kind of thing. You know what I mean? Because that's a very rare thing, especially like at that age. I was very young. You know what I mean? I'm 42 years old now. I was only like 22, 23 then. So yeah, I mean, I was still trying to understand those things myself. You know what I mean? And you know, even though me and her aren't together now, like you know, I guarantee this much, man. That whole experience was an experience that prepared me for every relationship that I ever had after that, and understanding women and the way that they interact with men. It is a very crucial lesson. It's very necessary, and hey, if you're that kind of brother and you're good looking, like my man from Jersey right here next to me,
Mhm.
and you know what I mean, you could pull that off. You know what I mean? Pull it off. Take it as far as you can take it, man. Regardless of whether it lasts or not, you're gonna walk away with something with a brand new lesson that will last you for life.
It's
Mm,
fact. It's fact. Go ahead, Melody.
thank you. How about you, Tyron?
Yeah, yeah.
Same
I'm about to
question.
pick back off JT because this is the Jersey thing, yo. He's like a mirror image of my life. Like I said, I'm 43 in July, right? And listen, back in my 20s, right? I was, in the street messing up or whatever, and then boom, I had to do a little time, whatever. And I came home. Listen, I was 23 years old, and I met this chick, 33, right? And so it was just like, hey, how you doing? And chill, chill, whatever. She was going through a divorce. Then boom, next thing you know, she done moved me in an apartment. Now let's fast forward. I was a stepdaddy for 8 years, right? But now back it up to the year one, right? When I when I met her, right, she worked as a CNA, and it was 2004 Valentine's Day, and one of her guy friend coworkers bought her Valentine, like those little balloons, they used to sell on the street, those little balloons. I don't know, joint like $50. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He bought her one of those and gave her a little card for Valentine's Day. And I got heated, and I took a lighter, right, and I burnt the whole thing up. Like I just burnt. I went outside in the backyard and I burnt it on fire. She's like, why would you do that? So fast forward later on, it was just like, certain jobs, you got to exchange Christmas gifts and exchange Valentine's Day gifts, and it's just coworker stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay, I got that part right. I got that part. Then her coworkers, used to always like to go out and like after they get all work for the weekend, they'll want to go out to the bar, and get a little sippy sippy. But look, it's the thing with my experience. He always used to ask me to come, and I'm like, nah, I don't want to go. I want to go chill with my homies. I want to go chill with your homies. I want to go chill with my niggas on the block. But this was in my 20s, so now I get it. So no, I I can't get mad now. Now I'm in my 40s, or because the female that I'm dealing with want to go out with her friends that is a guy. You know what I'm saying? This is my motto. What I don't know won't hurt me. Just don't. I'm with the KS. I'm with the KS motive. Don't bring back no children. Don't bring back no diseases. No outside babies, and don't bring no drama to me. And I'm fine. That's all I got to
Well, thank you for that.
say.
Well, with me, I guess I'll answer the questions too. And I ask you guys, would I let my boyfriend or husband hang with a beautiful woman. Hmm, I don't know. Listen, maybe if I go out with them, then we can hang out, but I I don't know.
Melody, tell the truth because it
I'm
seems like you're leaning towards no.
I mean, I'm not insecure like that, and I've never been in that situation, but I'm just thinking about it. A beautiful woman. If me and her are close too, like she couldn't just be his friend. She got to be my friend too. Then she can hang with him.
Yeah,
But if she's just his friend and they grew up together, whatever, I don't know if they had sex. I don't know what they've done. So I can't,
Selfie,
I don't think so.
that's
I don't know.
Melody. Selfish. That's selfish.
Hmm?
That's really selfish, Melody, because you know what I'm saying? Like if they was friends way before you, because like I said, I went through this too. JT, you know what I mean, Mel? Like I went through this too. Like, come on. Like I supposed to cut off my friend from 15 years since high school, and now I meet you in my late 20s or 30s. I just supposed to cut that friend off that was good for me because I met you.
No, you don't have to cut her off, but just introduce her to me. You're not gonna be her friend behind my back. Like it's not just gonna be your friend. Like when you guys go out and hang out, you can bring me too sometimes. I'm not saying all the time, but sometimes let me come, let me get to know her. Cause it wouldn't be fair. Like same thing if I was dating you and I had a friend that was handsome and we hung out all the time and he was my friend since we were young, I would, out of respect for you, I would bring him to the house. I would let you talk to him, get to know him. I'd be like, oh, babe, we about to go out. You want to come? That's the type of person I am. I'm not going to hide a friend from you and hang with him behind your back. That's not what I'm going to do. We're going to have to all hang out together.
yeah. You ever seen his
Yeah,
YouTube channel
Melody don't
called?
hide shit. I can tell from Melody's personality. Melody don't hide shit like that. Like she don't do that. I just get that feeling.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I don't do that.
you ever seen his YouTube channel? There's a comedy skit channel called Fenarios. Y'all need to check that channel. He always does
No.
does subjects just based on this. What we were just talking about. He's always friends with this chick, but his girlfriend sees the chick he's friends with and like, damn, she got the fatty and shit. You ain't never want to smash that. And he be telling him, no, I just never saw it that way. He look at like he lying and shit. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially if she's beautiful. Like if she was ugly, you guys, I might get some pushback, but if she was ugly, you
Mhm.
can hang with her.
yeah.
If she's ugly and I know you don't look at her like that, or if she's like rainbow or something like that, and she don't want you, and she dresses like a dude, and you guys are buddies, that's different.
But what
But
if
Funny, but
what if
the
he look healthy? What if he
this
look
other
good?
dude named
hmm,
Nelly, right? And he did a skit on that with this lesbian chick. Like the skit was like, he was just sitting next to her and he just made his move on her. No, she made his move on him. She's like, yo, I know I'm an AG on the open, but I'm a feminine chick that fuck dudes on the low and stuff like that. Word. And he's like, word? And she was like, yeah, like this, I'm just like the ultimate hustle right here. Like they wouldn't expect that because they see I'm a gangster girl lesbian and stuff like that. But yo, I be want to get some D and everything. Word. He was like, what's up, girl? What's up? I think you probably better be careful with the lesbian thing too.
nah, but no, what I'm saying, I actually went through that with a guy who dressed like a girl. He wanted to be with me in that way.
Wait. A
So
guy dressed like a girl. Trans-
yeah, when I used to work at Staples, and it was this guy. I had a customer who used to come in all the time. Um, he was like bi. He liked. Well, I thought he was straight out, G, but he wasn't, and he dressed like a girl. And he was like, one day he was like, are you single?" And I thought he was just like gonna hook me up with somebody or something. I was like, yeah. He was like, oh, well, would you mind me and you going on a date? And, he was like, I was like, what? A date? He's like, yeah, I think you're hot. And I'm like, you like girls? He was like, I like both, but I do really like you. And I just was like, this is weird.
there's
Like, no, no, no,
Situations like that
no.
actually do
another.
happen.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
especially in Los
Yeah.
Angeles, I actually know a female. I'm trying to find the correct word to say without saying the trans word. I hope I can say something different. I don't know
Yeah,
what to.
say transformer or something. I don't
Okay,
know.
yeah.
Say
Well, let me say.
T-ball.
Well,
Say
let me say this.
T-ball.
She
Say
went out.
T-ball.
Well, she went out with a girl that was a Decepticon. So anyway, what I was gonna say was she went out with this guy that was a Decepticon. He was dressing like a woman. He took the hormones and everything, but he still had his male member. And she said it was the best relationship she ever had in her life. And I asked her, I said, how does this dynamic work? And she said it, and it actually, as sad as it sounds, the logic part of it made sense, but it was kind of horrible. She said, with the female side of him, I got the best friend when we go out, but when we're in the bed, I have the man as well. So I got the best of both
So
worlds. I was like,
strange.
Jesus Christ.
You
But
got
it sounded
there's
logical.
females that
Damn.
with they trans dudes and stuff like that. They hang with them so much, and they even have sex with them so much also too. Just like you were
Yeah.
saying,
Mhm.
it's weird. It's weird, that crazy stuff like that. But it's like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. You see, you starting to see like if you look at some of your favorite the adult stars and stuff like that. Majority of them have too many trans community, friends and everything like that. They even
Oh,
get you questioning, did you smash them like that? Some of them actually are making scenes with them like that, and I'm like, what the hell?
But
Like,
however, Mel, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna pass it on to Tyron or Melly, whoever's gonna go. I just wanted to say the reason why they date those type of Decepticons based on the fact that they see the world mentally through the woman's eyes, so there's no judging it. That's why they let that stuff go. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah,
No,
exactly. With
it's
no
it's
judgment,
just.
no feel,
Oh,
and
go ahead, Mel. Go ahead,
they
Mel.
it's just like very worldly free spirit type of view and everything, like yeah, all that, like it's just crazy to me. Like I don't understand it. Like you might as well be with you gave with an aggressive AG type aggressive female that like using a dildo on, but then you deal with a dude that got breast implants and hormone pills
Yeah,
and
that's what they call girl power, Mel. That's what
yeah,
they call girl power. You know what you know? That's what they call girl power nowadays, right? It's called
and
that's what
that's what real crazy
they feel empowered off of that. That's what empowerment and all this, woke shit is all about, is empowering
yeah,
women
there's this
to
new
deviate from nature.
it's this
You know what I
And
crazy
like
mean?
Caitlyn Jenner said, Caitlyn Jenner want to be a lesbian. Didn't she say that?
yeah,
Caitlyn Jenner?
the transformer still has a girlfriend,
Yeah, she has. Yeah, exactly. Has a
You still
girlfriend.
you could still see him. You could still see it on the Wheaties
She,
box
her.
today.
Yeah.
You put
Oh,
you
when
you
when
could
she
put
was
him
a
on the
man.
Wheaties. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
when
you
she
could
was a
put him
man.
on the
Yeah.
Wheaties box right now, and people will dig that shit.
that's
People will
what
be all about that.
I like question females that support them so hard like that, like you know what I'm saying. Yet we see the backfires of them doing that, but it's like y'all
yeah.
really
Oh,
for them
guys,
so
I'm
hard, and
sorry.
then we try to shame us for not shame men, actual natural born men, masculine men, to either join their move to support them or not. And I'm like, the
But
hell's wrong with y'all?
hold on, real quick. Let's try not to use any of the weird words. I'm trying to say this without using a word.
Yeah.
All right. So, did you hear about the doctor in India who's going to put a uterus in a
Yeah,
trans
Yeah, I heard about that.
transformer?
yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna do an operation. It's supposed to be one of the first of its kind where they put a whole uterus womb. My
Yeah.
question was,
It won't
are they
happen.
gonna
It's not
ovulate
gonna
and
happen.
menstruate?
It
No.
won't
Well,
happen.
they
God won't
trying it. They
allow that
trying it.
shit.
That's like
The operation is gonna be done. The question I would have in that case, okay, since they're doing that, okay, are you gonna be able to ovulate, menstrual? Is all that
Right.
gonna be included? That's gonna be the question mark.
I
Well,
think he
that's
tried
No.
not the
multiple
question
Because
times.
the
mark.
whole point,
The
of them
question
doing
mark
it,
is why they're even doing it in the
no, they're
goddamn
doing it.
first place.
So
Why
they
are
can
they
have a
doing it in the
baby.
first
They're
place?
doing it. They're doing it to prove that a man can give birth. That's why they're doing it.
Yeah,
And
all
this
you had
and
to
this
do
and
is
this
see that
and this
movie
doctor
Junior. You just
yeah
see
and
that
this
movie Twins. See
Will
that
not
movie Junior
right.
with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
yeah
You see that movie with
and this
Junior.
doctor's doing it also too because of money, because he know he's gonna, if it succeeds the way it is, because he tried it before a couple of times I heard, and it failed. So he still thinking he found a breakthrough. If it does
Yeah,
happen that way, he's gonna make millions behind this
he's
mess.
gonna make billions, dog.
Like a war prophet and war criminal playing
Gonna
both sides. He's gonna make
yeah.
a lot of money doing this.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
He
Yeah. I
billions
really hope it doesn't work.
straight
I
up.
mean, because it's gonna be weird. Yeah, and then she or he has to explain that they came out of their dad. Like it's just so weird. I don't know.
the
All,
parts
all
side's not gonna they ain't gonna go together. Like yeah, with the healing
yeah,
process.
like
But
it's like
they pushing a bunch of fake photos right now. You got 3 or 4 photos that's supposed to be a guy supposed to be pregnant, but no, that's those are fake photos. Those are that's doctored up situation. That's not it's not
That was
real.
a man that used to be a female. They pushing that type also too. If you see a pregnant man, that because he was born a female, and
Well, some of them ain't got rid of their wounds. Some of the females that went to the masculine side, they did not get rid of their wounds.
yeah.
And as some women told me that went that way, they still desire the D.
Mm-hmm.
They still from time to time desire the D. So and one of them told me before anything, I'm still a woman. So actually, when they be honest, if they be honest with themselves, like some of them been honest with me, they're gonna tell you this is what I'm doing. But hey, bottom line, when the lights go out, I'm still a woman, even though I'm doing this role.
yeah.
Well,
And
you
trust
think
me,
it's
I'd have
super.
been with
Day that
I'd
you
have been
have
with a few of them. I'd have been with a few of them. Trust me, they still be desiring the D. They do.
Well, let me
you
read
know
the super chat real quick before we move on. Thank you, Game Changer, for the $5 super chat. He says, "Great show, thank you." And speaking of Game Changer, he actually told a story on his channel that he slept with a woman who dressed like a man, and she was a virgin. So a lot of them do desire men.
lesbian.
Well,
Hmm?
the thing is that you
Yeah,
can't. Although
Who did that?
you may alternate the
Game
body,
Changer.
but also you have to remember. Remember what we used to say on BET video? So what comes first? The mind. The mind is first. Even though you can alternate your body, but the mind is still the same.
Yep.
Yeah, that's facts.
Yeah.
As far as like a heterosexual man like myself, I think it's BS because like listen, it's nothing like being a heterosexual man. You need to feel that woman ovulating. You need those natural juices that God gave her for you to. I can't. It's like I might as well get a potato and cut a hole
Oh, excuse me.
and stick my joint through that if I'm gonna try to do
There's guys have done that, but
Yep.
but
Yeah.
juices out of women. You know what I'm saying? Because we can have sex, the S with women, and you know what I'm saying. And if she dry, a lot of us brothers are not gonna, ejaculate because it's too dry. She's not ovulating. She's not spreading those juices on to your male member. So once if you're not feeling those juices, those natural juices on your male member, it's like you're gonna be like, oh, I might as well go and get the lotion.
well, you have to understand biologically, you're still going to be the same. That's why they have these pills. Like when you have these men taking these estrogen pills, they understand that the testosterone is going to override what they take. That's why they keep taking all these pills. Because the fact of the matter is, biologically, you are not what you're trying to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Y'all seen actress Ellen Ellie no, she called Ellen Page.
Ellen Page. Yeah, that
Juno, the X-Men, and that show or what's the name Academy? I forgot the damn name of it. Yeah, that now he transitioned to become an Elliot. And I seen a picture. You see a picture, he got damn calling her him, but oh well.
Yeah,
Got
let's be careful with what
himself.
we say.
Yeah, I gotta respect his wishes. Oh man. Shirtless. And I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Of
I
what she used
feel
to have
juicy,
like I'm
natural.
like Justin Bieber bulked up or something like that. I'm like, what damn? Like what used to be her breast is now like a man's chest. Like, damn.
Well,
Like,
let's change the subject because I don't want to get my
Yeah,
channel flagged for talking about this. But let me ask
God, they
you
fat.
guys another question. Would you guys get into a serious relationship with someone who can't have kids? Tyron, would you?
Yeah, yeah, I would. Yeah, I would. I'm 43, and like I
You
said,
have kids?
yeah, yeah. I've dealt with single mothers. Like I've dealt. Like I said, I had my relationship. I was a stepdaddy for 8 years, and like I mean, maybe because I got into the game late, because I grew up like a spiritual. I grew up a Jehovah Witness, so I kind of got into the game late, which was, I won't say a bad thing, but I say it's not a bad thing, and it's not a good thing because I didn't want children. But back in the early '90s, you know what I'm saying? I had to be in the house before 5 o'clock in the afternoon. You know what I'm saying? So I was up there running with those guys back in North. You know what I'm saying? They used to call me come outside, and I couldn't come. So all I had to resort to was single mothers, because when I got in my late teens, early 20s, they already had children. You know what I'm saying? So I had no choice,
Mhm.
or I just keep, MS baiting or something. But I wasn't gonna do that. So by the time, and you from Jersey, JT, he already know. Chicks was getting pregnant at 14, 15. They've been with the drug dealers. So, I
That's
had no choice.
that's
Yeah,
all over.
yeah, exactly, exactly. I'll just make an example from where I came from. But
Yeah,
yours, like,
they was messing with the college brothers. They was trying to get
you
on. Like any brothers was like, yeah, you know what I mean. I'm coming in. You know what I mean? I'm rolling on the campus with a BMW. He's dropping her off at school, senior year. You know what I mean? He's got his
yeah,
1020 blues on. He's got his car knock kicks.
yeah,
Doing his thing, and chicks were trying to escape the hood that way. You know what I mean? It's very sad. It's very, a lot of the times those things happen and they ended up tragic. And this is part of what the manosphere, where a lot of people that criticize us don't understand, is that
yeah,
we're trying to prevent these things. We're trying to prevent these things for the women as much as we're trying to prevent them for the men.
fact,
Mhm. Well, what
fact.
about you, JT? Would you get with someone that can't have kids?
He already
Oh,
did.
my age? Yeah, my age. Yeah, yeah. I mess with that.
Yeah,
I mean, like, I'm pretty much. I'm like a Leonardo DiCaprio. I
Hmm.
kind
yeah,
of, I kind of go out and I just get what I want. I see what I like, and I kind of just get what I like. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, if she's hot, and I've only dealt with one woman like that in my past, where she wasn't able to have kids, and I was 25 at the time, and she was in like her early 30s, and she said she actually told me she wasn't physically capable of having children. You
No,
know what I mean? And back then I was thinking like, yo, I kind of want to have kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, I didn't stay with her. You know what I mean? Like, all the prospects were good for the relationship except that. And I kind of based the relationship on that. But when I look back on it, like over a couple years afterward, I was thinking, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I should
Mhm.
have given it a chance. You know what I mean? Because I mean, people are people. Like, we all have our problems, but we all have our shortcomings, and you can't blame a person for nature. It's not their fault. You know what I mean? And
Right.
maybe I learned something. You know what I mean? But back then I was young, and I was virile. I'm still virile and so I'm somewhat young, but you know what I mean? I was thinking like, she's older than me, so I'm already taking a risk. You know what I mean? And now she's telling me that she's not even physically capable of having kids. I mean, what it all means. Like, I mean, so I kind of ended the relationship. But I wouldn't do that today. And I look back then, and maybe I shouldn't have done it then. Because a guy like me, I mean, I could have always just gotten with her and had a relationship, and then found somebody else to have a kid if I really wanted to. You know,
Right. Because in the manosphere, that's what they say. They say, listen, marriage is all about having kids, having a family. So why would you get with someone and marry them if they can't have kids? That's why I
exactly,
made this question. But how about
exactly.
you? Oh, sorry, you weren't finished? Go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna say, man, thank you for having me up, man. You know, and this is awesome, Tyron. You the man, man. You know, Mel, awesome, man.
All right, bro.
Everybody out here, man. Child Hound just stepped on the panel. Peace to you, classy young man.
Salute.
Everybody out here.
All right,
Thank you for
JT.
coming.
You know what I mean? I love all y'all, man. You know what I mean? It's
Love you
one blood,
too.
one love. All right.
That's
I
right,
love you
bro.
too.
Back.
Good night.
I love y'all.
All right. Good night.
Take care.
Chow Hound.
Yes,
Would
ma'am.
you get into a serious relationship and marry someone
All
who
right.
can't have kids?
All right. That was one of the situations. Remember, I was telling you all about the young lady I flew out from Houston
Yes.
and I didn't touch her that weekend. That's the situation. She couldn't have any children because she had something that happened and she had they had to remove the ovaries and everything. But anyway, I gave it a shot to try, but I didn't that weekend. I just didn't touch her. She got very upset with me. I didn't feel it, and because I didn't feel it, I wasn't gonna touch her, and I wasn't gonna get involved. But that was one time I actually, if something would have affairs of the heart would have touched the hit, we could have got together, and I would have overlooked that. That would have been one of the first times I overlooked something like that. Because usually, if a woman tell me she didn't have no kids, or she don't have no kids, or she not gonna have no more, I'll leave them alone because I don't have any kids. But
And you
this
want
particular,
kids?
yeah, this particular woman, we knew each other. And like I said, we had a friend that was hating. That's what prolonged us getting together because she was putting a lot of shit out there on me. And old girl was calling me all kind of monkeys and dogs and all kind of shit. And then when the situation came around, we had the conversation and come to find out, old girl was spreading salt. And she said, well, maybe she was just trying to protect me. Protect you from what? She knew how I was and how I did. I didn't do no wrong. And then the word come out, oh, she wanted to get with you. So since she couldn't get with you, she was just gonna do that situation. But I knew that she couldn't have any children because she told me that when we first met. So I had considered her, but definitely knowing that situation, I said, hey, the best thing, if we can do it, we can do it. But it wasn't clicking with me. That weekend, it wasn't clicking. I didn't even touch her. She got very upset. Why the hell would I fly you out here and you don't touch me? But if I don't feel it, I'm not going to do anything. I just can't. I just can't.
Right. Well,
So my thing is, if it's a situation and affairs of the heart can change that, and they can. My normal thoughts would be, if a woman can't have any children or she don't want no children, I go on about my business. But
right.
sometimes things can happen. Like I say, the affairs of the heart can change things sometimes.
Facts. Thanks for that, Chow Hound. And same question for you, Classy.
Oh, of course. Yes, I will. Actually, my mother-in-law. My father is married to her. She couldn't have children, so she embraced us. But I'm saying yes based off the fact that I'll be 46 this year, right? So the
Mm-hmm.
average black man rarely lives past 70. So I would feel kind of selfish to have a kid so late based on the fact that you might be. I don't wish this on myself. I'm just saying there's a possibility that you could die before your kid graduates from college. The idea of that, it kind of messes with my brain a little bit. However, me dating a woman with children, I mean, I still would love to have a child, but if I don't, I'll be okay with that. The positive sides of that is that you can do a lot with a woman without a child. You can go do a lot of things. You're not always hung up. You can go basically go travel, go eat, probably go skinny dipping at the beach if you want to, with no hangups
Mm-hmm.
and no time restraints. However, with me, like I said, I also got to look at the other side, the woman side too, the women that can't have kids, because I work in an environment and I've seen a lot of mess. I've seen women lose their kids. I've seen women try to have kids, and actually, I was almost a product of that. My mother, she had 5 kids that died before she had me, just for trying to have one.
Oh my goodness.
So I have to be sensitive to that because, like I said, at the same time, when you're dating a woman like that, although you're in a relationship, something in her mind can say, well, this man may get tired of me one day and find a woman that can give him what he wants, which is children. So you have to look at it from both angles. How long you got to make sure that you give that woman some assurance that you're not going to do anything outside of the relationship just because you have the need to have kids or something, because
Right, because
they
she's
can
gonna
all
be insecure, right?
right, they're going to be very insecure, and they're going to have, I don't want to break nobody's heart like that, but that's just me.
Okay, well, thanks for that. Now, me, would I seriously date a man who can't have kids?
Be honest, Melody.
Yeah, well, I don't have any kids, so probably not. But if I had kids, I probably would. So, but I do want kids one day, so no, I don't think I can do that. And that's my honest opinion.
That's fine. That's a good opinion. That's a good opinion. Yeah,
Right. I don't think I can do it. And I
yeah,
know there's good men out there, even when they can't have kids, but I just can't. I can't do
yeah,
it.
yeah, exactly. So
I need to go.
what about men, Melody, who can have kids but don't have none yet?
Wait, I ain't even go. Yeah,
Oh, that's
Oh,
good.
I'm sorry, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I'm sorry. My fault.
oh, yeah. It's my turn. Yeah, me.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Nah, I can't get in a relationship with a woman that can't have my kid. That's it. I
Right.
don't want kids. I do not want to adopt. Despite I am an adopted child also to myself with him, but I
Mhm.
want my bloodline and everything. So it's like, yeah, I want kids, and I cannot date a woman that cannot have no kids. One of the biggest factors I must have, must want to be sensitive, but some cases, some females might not even tell you they had gotten an abortion in their past. And they just might tell you, and they think I might be just acceptance and agree with her, and then I find out that technically she had a kid, she aborted it and messed with her ovaries, but she lied to me. That was important to me. I seen that on the episode of Law and Order SVU when the dude, she was in a EPAR situation, but she had to get the abortion. She went and aborted it, but it messed with her ovaries, and then messed it up. The guy that she married to at the time, they was an old couple and stuff.
Mhm.
This relation when she was younger, and he believed her that she could have no kids because he just took her word for it to find out she they had a kid, but she had an abortion, and then it messed him up. Kind of broke up their relationship because that was important to him. He wanted to be a father, and now he took that away. She kind of took that away from him that way, like yeah, like I love you, but you took the point thing away from me. I wanted to have kids, and you
Yeah.
lied to me and said you couldn't. A secret that led that long. Females will tell you keeping their abortion a secret for so long. So it's like me being 41 right now. I want kids. So it's like yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I want my
Word
blood.
up. I feel you, no doubt, Mel. You know what I mean? I'm 40. I'll be 43 in July, man. I feel you on that one, man.
Yeah. So I mean I don't want to sound stone cold, but that's important to me. That's my preference. So it's like it is what it is.
Yes. Yeah.
Do I expect let's ask the women this question and everything. Could you be with a man that has a good heart, pay your bills and everything, treat you right and everything, but he has a small penis and can't pleasure you sexually? Most of the
Me?
time, when
Oh, because he's asking me that.
they say they deal with that, no, they're going to cheat on him on the side. There's only so much you can do to compensate for that, for him for that and everything. But at the end of the day, she wants to feel that D, and if it ain't hitting it right, then
Yeah.
she's going to use you and do what to do on the side, and
Yeah.
some in
Facts.
situations like that, she gonna wind up having that dude's baby, and you will never know about it. But it's like, nah. So most likely it's like, yo, I mean,
Yeah.
hey, you be honest, damn if you do, damn if you don't. But so that's why I got to you got to ask her what's really more important to you. You know what I mean, with your preference, and that's including that. If that's very important to you, then don't waste each other's time that way. I mean, they might hurt for a second, but it's like, you know what, you got your own right to live and stuff. You got your own preferences. Like there's millions of people you can find out there that's gonna get match your preference of what you want, and kids is what you want to conceive with, and you got to find someone that's going to conceive with you.
Right.
Facts.
That's
Facts.
straight facts. One more thing I want to ask, because I'm only going up to 3 hours. Is flirting cheating in your eyes? Let's go with Tyron.
No, no, flirting ain't cheating because I've dealt with plenty of girlfriends, and co-workers who flirted with me. Okay, wait, hold on. Let me not get over the place. I've met a lot of females that I was like interested in, and I would take out to dinner and stuff. And guys would flirt with her. As soon as I go to the bathroom, then he trying to shoot his shot, and she's like, yeah, 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 I'm with him. So what I mean, flirting is harmless. It only
I
get,
agree.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not too loud, am I?
No, you're fine.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Flirting is harmless. We all gonna flirt. We human beings. You know what I'm saying? Just don't let it get physical. You know what I'm saying? Because flirting can lead into some, say like a female flirting with a dude, right? And she out with you. And you come back like, oh, why you messing with her? Yo, yes, let's shoot it out. That's on the man part. Now I'm in prison because I just shot and killed this or shot at this man because he was flirting with a girl I just met 2 days ago. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing with females. Like I used to go out with females and what? My ex-girlfriend, chicks couldn't even look at me. And then she fighting at the bar, blah, blah, blah. And the next thing you know, me and her fighting because I didn't defend her fighting the girl. I didn't defend
Wow.
her. Yeah, I didn't defend her fighting the girl for the girl flirting with me. No, flirting could be harmless. We all flirt, like you say. You be at work, you flirt all day. That's how we make money. That's how we socialize with people. We flirt. So flirting is harmless. Just don't take it to another level. Some people do get mad or like, dang,
Yeah.
man, I was trying to shoot my shot and she ain't feeling me, and you know what I mean? Or I'm trying to get with this dude, and then you know what I'm saying? No, flirting is harmless. That's human nature. But it's
I
just when you
agree.
take it to the other level, that's
Then
when it
that's
gets
it.
dangerous.
Yeah,
Huh?
because you know how many times I almost got into fights because women thought I was flirting with their man. Like
Exactly.
I'm gonna be honest, especially at
Yeah,
work, because I always
yeah,
did customer
exactly.
service. I was a supervisor, and when I would help customers, I'm the way I'm talking to
Yeah,
them, you're looking at them, you're smiling, you're being nice,
yeah,
and a lot of
exactly.
women take it as like, oh, why you flirting with my man? Like, no, I'm not trying to flirt with your man,
Exactly.
but
But then you know what to think about that, Melody? Those same women to see you with your man, they'll flirt with him now and
yeah,
expect you not to
facts.
say nothing.
Facts. But the thing is, I wasn't flirting with your man. I was just doing my job. And you
Yeah,
know what? I'm extra friendly. And a lot of people
yeah,
say when you're friendly, you can
yeah,
come off as a flirter.
yeah, yeah. No, 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 no. That's bull crap. That's bull crap, Melody. Because you know what I'm saying? Okay, if you was this old diva girl walking around talking about F everybody, and then they be like, oh, this girl Melody is a bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then when you being friendly, they want to call you a flirt, and you trying to take my man. It's like damn if you do, damn if you can't. Don't. It's really crazy. So it's like that. You know what I'm saying? Nah,
Yeah.
Melody, you ain't doing nothing wrong. Like us men, we getting it. Kevin Samuels, he put some in our guy's brain. And I'm telling you, for something we didn't have since, like I said, in over maybe 3, 4 decades, Kevin Samuels put that back in our heads as men. You know what I'm saying? Why training the women? But he put something back in men like, hold on. You know what I'm saying? Nah, because like I said, Melody, that same way, like, oh yeah, a guy smiling in your face, oh hey, yeah, it's cool. But you know what I mean? But if a female say hi to me, then you getting mad because me and you together. Nah, Kevin Samuels, he changed that game. And I think that's why a lot of women mad because he changed that game. And now it's crazy because even like you got men in their 50s and 60s saying Kevin Samuels changed my life in their 50s and 60s.
Right, right, right.
You know what I'm
Right about
saying?
that. But
Yeah.
thank you,
Yep.
Tyron.
Yep. You're welcome, Melody.
So how about you, Mel? What do you think? You think flirting is cheating?
Um, depends. It varies. Yeah, like yeah, you can't stop how other people will take it because they go confuse you being friendly for flirting and stuff like that. But if 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 she's like a flirtatious person in nature and she with someone and especially and she's doing it in a way that the guy she with ain't getting that same type of attention, then it's like cheating. Yeah, he's gonna take it that way because like you're acting some way out in the open with other people, but I'm not getting that same type of attention from you like that and stuff like that. Yeah, so it's like so definitely come over as cheating. Yeah, so so but on the other hand, yeah, like you just can't stop how other people perceive it also too. Yeah, like if they like you said, yeah, the woman want to get in a fight with you because of insecurity and stuff like that too. That also shows also too. It's insecurity level also too to that point. But it just depends. Like you with a flirt, if you with a flirtation person by nature and stuff like that, and they constantly doing that, and you're not okay, you're not cool with it, and you tell them how you feel and stuff like that, and they don't respect that, then it's like they come up cheating. But you kind of got with this person, you know who she was, and she still didn't respect your wishes. So it's like even before you got with her or him, yeah, you should probably never dealt with that person that serious like that. It's important to you. So it's like, so yeah, it varies. So yeah, they can come over cheating sometimes or not. So, yeah. Another point, yeah, just like you were saying, if you're doing the network and everything, that's that's just you making money and stuff like that. Yeah, like of course, like some cases, yes, your own husband will encourage you though. Dress your best to make that person. We get that money, yeah. Like yeah, like use your feminine wiles. We think to benefit us, yeah. So definitely, yeah. Often.
Facts, Mel. Facts. Yeah, that's straight up fact, yo. You know what I
So,
mean?
oh, I was on mute the whole time.
Yeah, yeah. I was wondering what you about to say something, Melody.
Yeah, I was on mute.
We might have
I
to
was
get you
like,
married soon, man. We're gonna do this stuff at your job.
huh?
We're gonna do fights with the job, with the customers, with the women like that. Get you
Oh,
married as
yeah.
soon as possible, man. So your husband can retire you from there.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Yeah.
What about you? What about you, Chowhound?
Well, I got a bunch of stories.
Oh yeah, tell us about
Yeah,
it.
you get
I'm gonna
your
I'm gonna
story,
talk about
man.
the one when I did use the cat of nine tails, but I'm gonna say this: flirting, it varies with the woman because I was told I was being very disrespectful when I was sort of like sideline flirting, but I was just joking a little bit. But she took it serious. Some women do not like the flirting. They feel it's disrespectful. Some of them like it because they like to get involved with this shit and it goes back and forth. You got some women that, hey, if my man's attractive enough, I want to flirt and see what's happening there. And I'm like, shit, go and do what you want to do. As long as you don't get carried away pulling drawers down or whatever. But
Yeah.
this one particular situation, and Melody, you already know because we talked about this. So I brought this up on a movie night. One of the movie nights was when I was with this particular woman. And she got pissed off. We started off at dinner at a Chinese restaurant. So then I was
Hmm.
getting calls. So then she was already tripping about the phone calls coming in. So then I said, let's go take a ride somewhere. So I took her to the Pleasure Chest, which is a sex store, sex shop. So we walking in. So she said, I'm not going to try to, you just going to try to just do something to turn me out, huh? I said, no, but we get a toy or something. Hell, fuck it. I'll play with it.
Facts.
So what happened was there was these 5 females that came in. They had to be like 19, 20, 21, 22.
Uh-oh.
So I could tell they were starting to get into the life a little bit, the rainbow life a little bit, because the couple of them started dressing like a dude, but they still had that feminine look about them. And then they had the other ones that was with them. So there was this one particular one, she was going over where the whips and the belts and all that other stuff is and the straps. So this Caucasian dude was over there and they was just joking and she was playing around. And she said, well, you can spank me if you want to. And I'll turn around and look. I'm like, oh, it's this kind of party. All girls start looking at me like, what the fuck? And she dude hit her on the butt, but I was like, oh no, because I did S&M before, so that ain't even the way to do it. So I grabbed a whip, the cat of nine tails setup where it got knots in it, like every so many inches there's knots. So I told you, okay, I got one coming for you. So she bent over. So when I smacked her with it, she jumped up, rubbing the cooch. I'm like, oh shit. Old girl was looking at me like, what the fuck, motherfucker? I'm like, hey, it's just fun. She got pissed. But old girl was she was grabbing her homegirls and come on, we gotta go because we gotta take care of some business. She started damn near leaking on herself. She damn near squirted on herself. Cause I hit her at remember GC and I had this conversation, and I was talking about where a woman bends over, the vagina sticks out of a certain crease part of where a butt and the legs connect up to. And that was where the angle of the whip hit, which it hit her and turned her on because it had to hit the clit. Even with the lips there, it had to vibrate and hit it. That's why she jumped up like she was, and she was just getting off. And the thing was, old girl was like, oh, you just gonna just jump up and do shit with me standing right here. And I'm like, well, shit, she gave the invitation to fucking get spanked. What the hell? That doesn't mean your ass got to get involved doing this shit. And I mean, like, I'm not gonna go home with her. She with her girlfriends. Dude, she telling them let's go so they can go get busy. She got in the car.
Was just jealous, huh? Your girlfriend.
This one here was jealous. This one was jealous. But I couldn't flirt. We would go out to certain places, and she would get pissed. Some women, they like this shit. And then there's times when women have flirted with me, and a woman be in the car with me and turning, what the fuck you looking at? I'm like, what? God dang. And they turned all them heads, turned back the other way. And I'm like, damn, I didn't even say anything. And the woman is with me at the time was just staring at my eyes with her eyes tied on me. And I'm like, because see, soon as those ladies, those sisters turned their head back the other way, they wasn't fucking with her because this was an ignorant one I was with. This was an ignorant one. She pulled switchblades and all kind of shit. So, I just said, hey, I didn't do nothing. I didn't even say anything. They were looking at me. She didn't give a shit. So you keep flirting. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something. It depends on who you with, because it don't always fly. I'm gonna tell you that right now. It don't always fly.
Right. That's an interesting story. I do remember that. But thanks for that, Chow Hound. And Classy.
Yo, hey, what's going on? Sorry about that. I had to go to the restroom for me. No, I don't have any problems with flirting. Actually, there is a spectrum of flirting what the gentleman has displayed out. If you met a woman that was flirtatious in the beginning, you're kind of setting yourself up for what you might get in the end. With that being said, when it comes to me, I'm a little bit petty when it comes to men flirting with the female that I'm with, because here's how I look at the situation, right? I feel like the female that I'm with, I've already established what is called trust and comfort, right? So here's where the pettiness for me will come in at. There's a guy, because everybody's going to flirt. Somebody's going to find my female attractive besides me. However, with that being said, I would be the type of person, while my female is flirting with the other guy, I would do something petty like, hey, baby, how you doing? Like, we're at the mall. I got you your favorite fruit. But see, I would do something like this. Oh, you like watermelon? Let me take it off the fork and put it on my tongue. Why don't you eat it off of my tongue? Just to prove a point to the flirter. And when she does that, I'll be like, oh, does that taste good? Y'all keep on talking. I'm going to go to the vegan yogurt and go get me some vegan. I'll smack her on her ass and be like, I'll be back. But that's just me, though. I'm petty like that, though. I do it for fun because I'm trying to establish a boundary that you can eye her. You can tell her how much beautiful she are. But I get to touch everywhere.
Yeah, it should be like that. It should be like that. Some men will get mad when another man is flirting with his girl. But she's pretty.
But see, here's the problem, though. That guy is so insecure. He may have probably already set himself up to be cheated on. That's just my opinion. Go ahead.
Yeah. And I agree with you, Classy young man. But a lot of us, us men, and I I don't like to do the racial thing, but we black over here. Us black men, we territorial. We don't like that type of stuff. And white men, Hispanic men, they don't like it either. But they don't go to the extremes the way some black men do. You know what I mean? The way they be like, okay, they see the Hispanic woman flirting with a black man. They don't just go over there and be like, oh yeah, you know what I mean? They keep it in house. They
Actually,
keep it in
no,
house.
they express it also too.
But
Yeah,
see, can
yeah,
I?
they do.
Well,
They
I
do,
get.
Mel. They do, Mel. But Mel, they keep it in house, Mel.
No,
I,
They
they don't keep
don't.
it in the house. No, they be out over too. Also too. I'm living in New
I,
York, so I've seen
I,
it from Spanish and white boys
I,
from their girlfriends. Yeah, they express it also too, the same way we do.
I get
Fact.
they do, but actually they're worse than us in my opinion. But
Yeah,
however, with that being said, is that for me, I just think I'm fine as fuck. So I don't care if she leave me, I'll go get another woman. I just think I'm in a
Yeah,
position where I can do that, but that's just my opinion.
yeah,
However, with that being said, I'm just like, you know,
yeah.
if she's comfortable with me, she's gonna respect me at the end of the day.
Look, you a
True.
doctor, Classy. You're gonna get a lot of women anyway. You a doctor, you're gonna get a lot of women anyway.
Yeah, but that's true. But at the
Fact.
same time, I get a lot of trash ones too, so I got to be careful.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
that plays a part also too. When you know you that valuable in yourself that way, so confident, it's
Yeah.
like it don't bother you that hard because it's like
But
she
see, at the
crosses that
same,
line, and I can replace her too. I can do what she do as much as she can, but even do it better.
however, Mel in Chow Hound, although my profession, nobody ever knows my profession because I never tell them. I actually tell them that I actually scrape boo boo off of a dog track. I never tell them the truth.
Yeah.
But wait a
And I
minute.
go
What
Are
out.
you
about when you
kidding?
actually in the hospital though? What
But
about
see,
when you actually in the
but
hospital?
you, Chow Hound, we live in LA. The odds of them seeing me is very, very.
Man, look,
Very low.
look, I done been in Cedars. No. I done been in Cedars, St. Mary's, uh, sh- Long Beach Memorial. Hey,
Okay.
I done been in the hospital, even the VA. I'm telling you, man, if you a doc, I seen these doctors and I done seen them when they come on their breaks and everything. I'm telling you.
No, I'm not saying
I,
that doesn't exist. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying the odds of these people that I meet outside the hospital, not in the hospital. There's tons of hospitals around the Los Angeles, and I'm a floater. I'm not an actual person that stays in one hospital.
right. I failed to mention UCLA and California and all of them too.
Right? You know, UCLA got like
Yeah.
five. They got Harbor, Marina. They got
Yeah.
Yep,
Westwood. I mean,
that's
Fresno
true.
State. Mm-hmm.
That's true. But I'm
so
Yeah.
just
I
saying
just
because I didn't hey, look, I didn't been up in the beds when I was in the hospital, Classy, and I was getting action from the nurses. Hell,
oh,
I
I
already
was too.
that's what I'm saying. You'll get that. You being a doctor, especially I was a patient. You a doctor. That's a different situation right there.
But however, before I even became what I was getting it as a regular transporter from nurses because a lot of these females are their main goal in the hospital is to get with a doctor, but most of those doctors are not going to leave their wives to be with them. They're just knocking it
Right.
out the ballpark to make them feel good. As a matter of fact, there's some doctors knocking each other out the ballpark just to make each other's feel good because their partner is not making them feel good. But I'm saying
Right.
I'm saying the general people outside the hospital that don't know what I do. I don't reveal that. I go out with confidence
Right.
because I'm on my KS stuff. I'll be Saturday suited up,
That's
and
that's
I'll
the
treat
same.
myself to a ballpark steak. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, that's the same difference. Like I don't talk about outside of just conversations like what we have here. No, I don't talk about what I do outside of this, but a lot of people know what I do because a number of them had to come for housing. So, word gets around when people pass your number around, hey, child can help you out with a place. Word gets around that way. So that's another way. And I gotta say it, that's another way I have come across some, but that's
Yeah.
to the point where I say I won't mess around with the tenants. I killed that long time ago.
Fact. That's facts, Chow Hound, and word up. And I that's the same thing, I was dealing with too. You know what I mean? It's like, what I mean? It's just all on. I think like for what I'm saying, because I love this. Like, America is not, and I don't mean to get off subject, but if black men, if we come together, it's over for America. It's over.
Well, they're afraid of that. That's why I'm gonna tell you something. Now, getting onto that subject there, They're
Okay.
afraid. They have kept us apart and
Yeah,
going at each other's
I, I,
throat for
okay,
so long because they're afraid if we get on a spiritual level, like if you ever listen to Bobby Hemmett
yeah,
or Brother Joseph
yeah.
or Brother Polite or one of them. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I'm gonna tell you, if you listen to any of that kind of stuff, they bring all of this up about the metaphysical
Uh-huh.
aspects of things, but they have kept us so wishy-washy and tripped up and
Yeah,
going in different directions, and then they encouraging the rap and stuff the way it's going, where we killing ourselves,
yeah.
where we're not seeing the prize because the prize is actually us. We're
Exactly.
overlooking our whole thing because a lot of us did not come from Africa. A lot of us were originally from here. A lot of us
Exactly.
are indigenous to this country. A lot of us
Exactly.
are Indians, but we have been stripped of our identities, our
Yeah,
history, our legacy. We've been stripped of all of this. And
exactly.
if we was to get on that black dot, that black sun, and start focusing on that,
It's over.
we could come together. But the whole thing is, as one brother put it, we've been together already. The whole point is we need to come together individually. We need to find out who we are. We got to find out who
Yeah,
ourselves or who we are before
oh,
we even try to get with anybody. We got to know who we are
yeah.
individually. We don't know who we are. A lot of us
It's
don't know who we are. So
exactly.
how can we get together if we don't know ourselves? We can't get together to do anything.
But yeah. We do know ourselves. We do know ourselves, Child Hound. We do. Like I was saying earlier, you know what I mean? After Dr. King got killed, we lost all our identity. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm gonna bring his name up again. Kevin Samuels was trying to bring that back, bring our image
What
back.
Kevin wanted to do was
Our
get the
image.
black families together. He wanted them to get
Yes,
back
our
together again.
image.
Yeah.
Because Child
He
Hound,
wanted to
what
bring the black families together. He wanted to bring the brothers and sisters together, but he the last few lives, if you watched it, it was almost to the point where he was about ready to just totally give up.
yes, he
Because he said
was. He was.
it's almost like it's no hope. It's no hope. And he was trying to get sisters to see that, but the sister said, no, he don't talk to us this way. He gonna tell us we throw away and no good and
Mm-hmm.
leftovers and all that. Hell, that he
Yep.
showed it.
Yep. Exactly.
The leftover nomenclature came from China because they got a lot of what they call leftover women. They have women at 35, ain't nobody marrying them.
Yep.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that's where they get them. And he didn't make that up. That came from China.
Facts.
Especially
He
in
did
a
not make
country
that
with
up.
especially in a country with
Facts.
3 billion people.
Facts.
And,
Yeah.
and that wouldn't be a place to live anyway right now because they locking down everything again.
Exactly. It look like check it out, child. I live in PA, I'm from Jersey. And you know, a lot of those Chinese and Korean women, they moving over to the US because they country don't even want them no more.
No, but see, listen, if our country's so bad, why does everybody want to come here?
Exactly.
And a lot of us got to realize how good we got it here because everybody wants to come here.
Yeah.
China wants to take over. Russia would love to have us. Hell, China's got troops in Canada and in Mexico. Nobody don't really realize and know what that's about.
Facts.
So if we wake up one morning and they cross the doggone Mexico border and we losing it, who's the fault to it? It's our fault because we got so lazy and so stupid and so blinded by the media and everything else and us being played against each other. We get what we deserve. I tell people all the time, why, they got all this stuff over there made. I said it's our own fault. It's our own fault. If we hadn't made the people accountable that's supposed to be in the political offices and stayed on their ass and put our foot on their necks, this wouldn't have happened. But no, we gonna believe this is for the best of us. When they signed NAFTA, I seen a lot of our jigs at Lockheed at the time I was working on Lockheed go right over to Japan. That was what
Facts.
NAFTA was about. Then the Firebird was being made in Canada. They shipped that out of Norwalk. They closed the doggone GM plant down, and the Camaro went down into Mexico.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
people don't realize what happened. I saw it
Yep.
happen because a lot of people I know that was having them nice homes,
Yep.
cars, and everything. They were getting laid off,
Yep.
including
Exactly.
in me. Even with Lockheed, I got laid off.
Yep. Facts. That's fact. That's facts, child. That's facts, yo. Yeah, I
So
have to.
we're
Word up.
getting what we deserve because we was on our lazy asses and not staying on top of everything and handling our business.
But,
We was
wait,
trusting somebody else
hold
to
on,
do it.
hold on, child. Melody, before, do you have something to say, Melody?
No, I was just listening to you guys. I'm about to
Oh,
shut it
okay.
down
No,
anyway in 10 minutes.
child. I agree with you 100%, big bro. But no, we wasn't lazy. We wasn't lazy. We was too nice.
We were
What?
also lazy, bro. Sorry. If
How?
you in order, because you got to keep people in check. You got to get up off your ass and check on things and how things are going. Talk to people, write letters, make phone calls, be at the doggone meetings at the council meetings, the
Yeah,
Senate meetings,
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like that. Your state
yeah,
meetings,
yeah,
your
yeah,
city. I done been
yeah.
in city meetings. I've been involved in politics. I know what it takes because I've been
Yeah,
involved in it.
no doubt, no doubt, big child. And I salute you, brother. I definitely salute you. But you know what I'm saying? It's like how many black leaders we got without society trying to kill them off. And then
If the
and, and,
people
and then
stand together right,
okay,
it,
wait, hold on, child. Who is those people? All right, come on. If black women could
I'm
stand
talking
behind
about
us,
us. If we stood together, I'll tell you this. Let me say this. If our communities have, let me put it this way. If our communities stayed together and on point on what was going on and not getting tripped up. See, one of the things like in LA, here in California, Classy will tell you
yeah,
about this because he lives out here.
Chicago. Hmm.
I lived in Chicago before.
Yeah,
Lived
I know.
in IDB
Mhm.
Wells, I came up in IDB Wells, so you know, I got a little experience in that
Yeah,
area too.
no
But
doubt, no doubt.
but what they do here, for instance, because I've been around the celebrities, I've been around the entertainers, I've been around the sports figures, the politicians, and I worked in the areas. When somebody starts coming up making money, what they do is I'm starting to see. I actually was seeing where they were discouraging, where blacks they want the blacks to come back in and put money back in the communities. A lot of the communities they were discouraging that. They were the lawyers, the
Okay. You-
accountants. They were discouraging because I've seen it with my own eyes and heard it with my own ears.
yeah,
They was like, do not like some of the NBA and some of the other contracts now. When you sign that contract, you cannot
okay.
turn around and bring money and put it back in the community and start no businesses. That's a rift they put in the contract.
Yeah.
And they changed all of this around, and people don't even realize what they done. Why you think a lot of these entertainers and sports figures they move out of LA? They'll be like
That's,
in Laguna Niguel.
yeah.
And
In
the other
gated
ones, and the
communities.
entertainers, they'll live like, for instance, like one of my sisters in Homely Hills. A few blocks from there is the Playboy Mansion. Down the street from the Playboy Mansion is where P. Diddy lives. Then across into Bel Air, across Sunset and Bel Air is where Beyonce and Jay-Z and a lot of other ones live. So it's where, and they set those communities, trust me, you police come 2 minutes, 2 seconds. You call, they come. That's how it is over there.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't see them in the regular neighborhood. You don't see them. You won't hardly see them unless it's
Mm-hmm.
something they set up to come to the school to say, "Hi, could you come to this school for this and that?" And that you don't even see that happening now. Last time I remember a celebrity coming to the school, well, 2 of them. There was one that set up a basketball court in the school not too far from where I'm at. Then it was Michael Jackson, like back in the 90s when he went to
Yeah.
Horseman Junior High.
Yeah. I remember
But
that.
after that you no more. After that, no.
Mhm.
No, after that I haven't seen it. I
Yep.
haven't seen it.
Fact.
So it takes us to get involved in the community. Otherwise, and this is why a lot of some areas are falling apart because who's taking the mantle? Nobody.
Oh, okay, but look, check it out, child. Like, how can we build a community when black women don't even want black men no more? How?
It's
They
not.
don't even
It's
want us
not.
to
No,
leave.
it's not. No, it's not that. What I say this overall, it's not that the black woman don't want the black man. The black woman wants to run the black man. That's the problem. The black woman wants to take the black man, and even if you got your own business, they want to run you. They want to tell you what to do, and you the one paying all the bills. That's
Exactly,
one of the
child.
problems. That's one of the
Is-
problems, and I've experienced that. Melody, you know, because I told you about the 4 different women I had moved in the period of 1998 up until 2012. She might have
Fact.
fell asleep. She might have
Yeah,
fell
yeah,
asleep.
yeah, Melody. Yeah, Melody. Yeah, she there. But
She
no,
do
child,
that
how that's
sometimes.
the
She
facts,
do that.
right, child? How like
Yeah.
it's like, yo,
Well,
like how could us black men bring back the community? Cause a lot of black women think like, you know what I mean?
It takes the
I'm a
black
working
men to
dude.
get together. It takes the brothers to get together and
Yeah, yeah,
show us
yeah,
strength
yeah.
and respect and demand respect. Demand
But
respect.
exactly. But you know what I mean? It's like, yo, when brothers get together and we try to build something together, why we get all this vitriol from our women? Why? And we
It's
trying
not.
to
I'm gonna
build it
tell
for
you something. It's not
y'all.
all. It's not all the sisters, but it's a lot of them because of the way when they started coming up with the songs. Ain't nothing going on but the rent,
Yes,
and
and
what do
I
you
love that song
what's the
too.
last thing good that you did for me? What you done for me? Janet Jackson
Yes,
did that one, and so on and so
yeah.
forth. That started changing. They started changing the narrative on that right there. That's when things started changing.
all
But
right,
That's when
guys.
things
I,
started.
I have to actually, I'm sorry to cut you off, but I have to do final thoughts. I'll start with Tyron. Tyron, what are your final thoughts?
my final thoughts. Me and we was just having a good conversation too. My final thoughts. To Chow. How? Yeah, our conversation was being real good. Sorry if I'm talking too loud. Mel, classy young man, Melody. I love you. My final thoughts is that I think what I mean. The passion of KS
Excuse me.
is whoever gonna step up. I don't see nobody, but the community is dead. It's dead. Like I mean, there's no black community. You know what I mean? Kevin Samuels was trying to pass on. You know what I mean? Like Chow was saying. You know what I mean? Back in the '80s and everything, and I grew up in those '80s. Hearing those women, hearing my grandmothers, hearing them. Black men ain't this. Black men ain't that. Okay, so these crackers are these fucking big Melody.
Guys,
I appreciate your stream and black men on the stream. Mel, Crown Hound, cheeky young man. Okay, I really appreciate you brothers. You know what I'm saying?
Same
'Cause
here. Same here. Same here.
we really gonna come together because and then wait, hold on before I go. It's like every time black men start saying, "Hey, bro, I love you," we gotta be freaking gay and all
wait,
that.
wait, come on, come on. I don't want to take this stream down.
Okay,
But
we
thank
gotta
you
be
for that. No, I
LGBTQ.
get it though, because I was trying to hurry up and get off. But thank you once again for coming up, Tyron. I really appreciated everything you said.
I
Thank
love you,
you.
Melody.
Love
All
you
right, peace
guys,
to the
all you
chat. I
guys
love you
too.
guys.
Good night.
Good night.
Okay, Mel, what are your final thoughts?
All right.
Thanks for having me up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming. I appreciate it.
Good night, fellas. Good night, ladies.
All right,
Good
Mel.
night.
Good hearing and seeing you.
You took a long time, man.
Yep, it has been.
All right.
Good night. Classy, what are your final thoughts?
Don't
Classy,
tell
you
me he
there?
didn't dozed off.
Sorry, I'm here. No,
You
I
there?
haven't dozed off. I'm about to walk to get some meat here in a minute. It's hot as hell in LA. Um, what I was going to say pertaining to the topics when we were talking about a lot of things earlier. I think it's important that we keep having these conversations because a lot of times that as older, the older we get, we have to update our resume because I remember my grandfather told me, he said, when you're 21 years old, when you turn 22, you're not going to think the same way you did when you were 21 years old. So I do appreciate the questions that were asked to us, Melody. I thought they were great questions, and it was a lot for me to think about myself. So thank you for helping me update my resume.
It's always a pleasure. Thank you for coming, as usual. I
Thank you.
appreciate you.
No problem.
Okay.
See y'all later. Ciao, home.
See
Melody.
you.
Peace.
Yeah.
Take care, Classy. Good to see you.
All right. Good to see you.
Great to see
Bye.
you. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye. And Chowhound, what are your final thoughts before I shut down?
I like the way you ran your panel.
Oh,
That's
you.
one of my final thoughts right there. That's why I came up. I like the way you ran the panel today.
Thank you.
I
I
really like that.
appreciate that. I do. Thank
My
you.
last closing comment is going to be this: we as men and individually got to work on ourselves. If we to be leaders, we got to stand up and position ourselves and act like leaders, and not just act like leaders, be the leaders. Because how can you expect anybody to follow you if you're not giving a good direction? Are you giving good directions? Are you taking anybody into good directions? It doesn't work that way. But a lot of men are in the areas of leading, but the thing is, it's the people that they run into as far as the women's concerned. There's some brothers that are hooking up with the sisters and it's going good, and there's others that's not. I think it's something on the inside that you have to put together. And it's something that just takes time. You have to, I think spiritually, there's a lot of healing that needs to be done spiritually because you can't do anything in the physical if you don't have the spiritual right. And that's on your inside. So if you reaching out, especially men, if they have to reach out to have the right woman with them, they got to have their spirit right on the inside so that they can walk. And if that spirit's right, guess what? It's gonna pull the right spirit from the right woman to them. It won't pull the wrong woman, it'll pull the right woman, the one that's intended for them to be together with. And sometimes you can ask and give directions on what you want as far as what the looks are. You can do that. I did that before. So it can be done. But you got to know what you're doing and you got to have your spirit right. Your heart and everything's got to be there. And you got to be definitely in a position to lead because you can't be a follower. You can't expect a woman to follow you. You can't follow yourself. That's the
Fact.
whole thing.
Fact.
But I enjoyed you and appreciate you bringing me up.
And I appreciate you coming. Thank you so much for that. And hopefully I will see you Tuesday because that's when
Okay.
Ruby and I go live every Tuesday at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
So check us out then. And also I go live every Saturday at 9 o'clock. And I think I'm gonna add Mondays at 8 o'clock as well because I want to have a schedule.
Right.
So
Go
yeah.
for it. Go for it. Go for it.
Right. So you'll catch me Monday probably. I'm not gonna
Okie
promise
doke.
anything, but Monday at 8 o'clock. Hopefully
Okie
I'll see
doke.
you then.
All righty.
Okay. Well,
Take care.
good having you. Good night.
Night.
Bye. And I appreciate everybody for coming. And I know I promised you guys a Saturday night pick, but since it's officially Sunday here, I'll give you guys a Sunday pick. I'm actually going to try to take a pick at least every other day for you guys because I know you enjoy my pictures. No, but on a serious note, I do appreciate all of my supporters. Thank you for coming. Thank you for all of the cash apps. Thank you for all of the super chats. Thank you for liking the stream. And for those who are still here, make sure you like the stream on your way out. I love you all. Good night.